Good evening, football fans. You're alive. Third down with Morgan Holder. I am Morgan.
And I am Holder. Welcome to the show.
Why do you are in a delay? Like what? Like I understand you're getting old, but what's going on, buddy?
What are you talking about?
You wait like 6 minutes after I say my name, and then you go. You need some hearing aids?
Well, maybe it's a delay. You think it's a delay in the phone, maybe?
No, I think it's just you because I beat you again, and I think you're crying about it.
What do you mean you beat me?
I beat you last week. I'm gonna beat you this week.
In the NFL picks? Oh, yeah, that's right. I forget. What do you get, like $10,000 per game you win?
I wish if that was the case, I'd be rich.
Yeah, of course you do. Shut up.
So we're gonna jump in and go ahead and get my shout out so I can go ahead and pick on you tonight. Cause I'm in a good mood. I might cuss a little bit. I do apologize.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
I like to give my shout outs first. I'm gonna start with First Take with the best analyst in Stephen A. Smith. First Thing with Nick Wright. And the other best podcast with two of the great quarterbacks in the Manning cast with Paint and Eli Manning.
That's it?
That is
no
it.
Stephen A?
Well, I did Stephen A. I said that first. I don't think you heard me when I said
You
that.
must have cut out.
No, I think you need your hearing aids.
No, you cut out. I didn't hear it. Anyway, let's be realistic about this whole shout-out thing, all right? Everybody knows that Ryan Clark's The Pivot is the sports talk show. And I do say sports talk show because he talks and visits with NFL players at their camps, at their homes. It's real, okay? It's real. And then, of course, there's the Pat McAfee show.
The who?
Where he cusses. Everybody cusses on his TV talk show. Are you there?
I'm listening to you. I'm just listening to you. Just waiting on you to
Well,
go
respond.
on.
I say everybody cusses on his talk show, and I figured that would be a cue for you since you are always cussing and saying, I'm not going to cuss.
Oh, I made it clear
that
that I might. I might cuss. I don't know. Depends on how hot I get tonight. Is that the only two you're going to shout out?
Later on in the show, I want to ask you about Deshaun Watson.
No, you better not do that tonight. We are done with that already. Nope. Not doing that tonight. You know what? Yeah, go ahead, because I want to give my thoughts on his. Yeah, I want to give my thoughts on him.
I said later on in the show, I'm going to, after you get warmed up and get all nice and steamy with everything you got to say, then we can talk about it.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
What do you got? I want to give a shout out to all our listeners and subscribers. I rarely do that. And I do appreciate you guys for, tuning in and having to deal with Morgan's nonsense. So, it takes a really strong person to endure that.
I think they watched the show because of me, because of how good I am.
Oh, they watched the show? They watched it?
Well, listen, watch, same difference. Tomato.
Yeah, okay. Why would they want to listen to you? I mean, yeah, I thought you knew football, but we talked earlier this week, and you said something that really, I was like, I thought that guy knew football. I guess not. Maybe I was wrong.
Oh, gosh. I know exactly what you're talking about. And you're just mad because I gave you the correct answer.
There was your answer was horrible.
It was valid and it was correct. Would you like to ask the question again so I can give my correct answer again?
I don't want you to embarrass yourself. Let's just go with your first topic of the show. Let's get the fans involved. Let's get everybody tuning in to your garbage.
First I want to hear this question. I want to see that the answer I gave you was valid and correct, because I definitely want the listeners to know what was said so they can chime in and they can be like, oh yeah, Morgan is right, like always.
Well, Morgan, first and foremost, I've known you for quite a while, and I think it would be embarrassing because you seem to cling on to a lot of things that Stephen A. says for some strange reason.
Because he's the best.
I don't understand that. And you didn't even send a shout out to what's that loser's name that looks like a buzzard? I can't.
I did. Nick
remember.
Wright. Hold on. I think I'm going to get you some hearing aids for Christmas because, Christmas is next month. I think I'm going to do that because I get my shout outs and I don't.
Dude, you keep going in and out.
No,
it's not me. If I don't hear it.
I think it's your phone.
And you come in later. I got the best phone there is out there. What are you talking about?
You got an Android. It's not the best.
No, I don't have. I have the Android. Okay, don't just say an Android because people could think I have an A6 or an A0 whatever. I got the S24 Ultra. Okay, better than any iPhone ever made.
Apple users, he was just lying. It's not the best.
Can we talk football?
Yeah. So football? I want to go on with this question. You said I gave you the wrong answer. Well, I know it was valid. So please give me that feedback again. So
I could talk about your favorite football fan, Taylor Swift.
That is not my favorite football fan. Don't ever say that again. My blood pressure got up. Oh, it's got up.
She's on the air more than the Chiefs are, so I figure,
I mean, I don't know if she's undefeated, 8-0, or if the Chiefs are. I just don't know.
Well, okay. Let me get you going so we can get the show started. Okay, football fans, I asked Sean about the Bears in New England. It's a matchup, right? It's a matchup. We all know that. And Sean is, or shall I say Morgan, was very indecisive about that game. For me, it's a toss. I mean, it's an obvious, but Morgan, he kind of has the same hate level for these two teams. But if we're doing football picks, you got to pick one.
I really didn't want to pick neither. And I don't really
want to wait till the last second to turn in picks, and then you give me like 3 sheets. I'm like, oh my god.
Well, I want to pick both of them. Then I didn't want to pick one. I'm like, you know what? I got to beat you this week, so I got to pick one. And I don't want the fans to know who I picked yet. But I think they're gonna they're gonna be wondering who it was because I don't like either one of those teams. And Holder, to be honest, I don't even know if I want the team I pick. I don't know if I want to go with that team. I think I might just say, forget it and actually let you win this week. I don't know yet.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that it was either the Patriots or the Bears, and I picked one of them. Both of them suck. Both of them are sorry. But I had to pick one. But I don't know yet.
Well, yeah. You already picked it. Now, you know what? I know it's not too late to retract your pick.
Well, I might retract it a little bit. Because I actually might go ahead and
any of those guys that come out of the closet, you can come out.
I don't think you can say that on the air, by the way. It's just 2024. I don't think you can say that.
You can say anything. Last time I checked, I had the freedom of speech, and that was my speech.
That is Holder's speech. That's not my speech. Holder.
I mean, let's be realistic.
So, realistic is what you said about Pittsburgh going to the Super Bowl. That's not being realistic. That's being a fantasy island.
We have a better defense than any team that the Kansas City Chiefs have faced before the Christmas game. Let's be realistic. And
you really think
Russell Wilson when the time comes because I feel strongly about that. And I'm sure Steelers Nation does too.
Nobody likes Steelers. Okay, nobody likes Pittsburgh. People around here like Cincinnati Bengals. Some of them might like the Browns. I don't know why.
Did you say the Bengals?
Yeah.
I picked them to beat Baltimore. And you know what? They almost did.
I don't know why you did. I had Baltimore winning
the game, and it came down to the last drive for the Ravens.
I mean, look, I don't know why people cuts out and leaves Lamar Jackson as this bum quarterback, where he is not a bum. He's actually good, and he's going to be MVP this year. Again.
Dude, you don't get it, dude.
Oh, I get it.
You just don't get
it. And you think that Pittsburgh's going to win the AFC North over Baltimore? That's crazy. That's like me saying
they're winning the division right now. What are you talking about?
Oh, until next week. Until next week.
Next week? What you mean, this week?
No, next week, because y'all play an NFC team. So that really don't even count.
And we will beat the Commanders.
Unfortunately, I might have to agree with you. You know I hate that.
You don't have a choice.
Oh, I got a choice.
That's just like Minnesota playing the Panthers. Do you really think I would pick the Panthers?
First of all, Washington's record is winning record. Second of all, the Panthers suck. Why would you bring the Panthers up in that conversation? That's like me saying...
Because Jaden Daniels hasn't faced a good defense yet.
Are you saying Baltimore's defense is trash? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Their secondary is terrible. They're terrible against the run. What are you talking about? I thought you were a stats guy. Clearly, you haven't been doing your homework.
Baltimore's defense, when it comes to and you said run, you act like Jaden is a running back. He is a quarterback, by the way. Just FYI. So that means passing, by the way. Baltimore's defense is really good.
He's another run dimension. What are you talking about?
But he can pass as well.
Are you saying he can't run?
I'm just saying he passes first.
Are you saying he can't run?
I'm saying he passes
first. You're telling me he's not a run threat. He's not a dual threat.
Exactly what I'm saying.
Wrong.
He's not a Lamar Jackson.
He can run and pass.
He's not fast.
I think he's better than Lamar Jackson.
No, don't ever say that again. No, he's not. No, he's not even better.
Listeners and subscribers, can you please chime in and just let Morgan know?
He's not even better than CJ Stroud.
He is better than Lamar Johnson.
No.
Johnson.
Jackson? What? His name is Jackson, not Johnson. What is wrong with you? Hold
That's what I'm saying. He's a nobody. Johnson.
Put down the flask, buddy.
He's terrible.
Who?
Lamar Johnson.
I don't know who Lamar Johnson is. I know Lamar Jackson, but who in the fuck?
Nobody knows who Lamar.
Who in the fuck is Lamar Johnson?
Is. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He's nothing. Really?
Do I got to pull up?
If you said to me Lamar Jackson, I'd be like, "Who are you talking about? Who is that?"
I'm gonna pull up Jackson's stats. I'm gonna pull his stats up just because I want to. Then we'll look at Jaden Daniels' stats, and you can tell me who's better.
Nobody's cares about your stats. Jaden Daniels is a better athlete than Lamar.
No,
Jackson.
Negative.
Jaden Daniels is a better passer than Lamar Jackson.
By the way, you ready for this? Lamar Jackson's number 2. Number 2 with passing. Number 2. He's a little lower than Joe Burrow.
He's never been number 1 in any category.
Who?
Lamar Johnson.
Lamar Jackson. His name is Jackson. He was MVP. What do you mean he's never been number 1 in any category?
That's just like saying Russell Wilson was a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Okay? It's over. It's done.
This was recent. This was recent.
He's trash.
No, negative.
Lamar Jackson has only won MVP 1 year.
Recent. How long ago was it? Exactly.
His second year in the league.
It hasn't been 10 years, has it? He's won it. It hasn't been 10 years ago. But it hasn't been 10 years ago. But it hasn't been 10 years ago. It's still new.
It's old. It's really?
Yes. And by the way, his quarterback rating is top notch. It's better than any quarterback rating out there. It's better than anybody's, including Patrick Mahomes.
Well, who is Patrick Mahomes right now?
You know who exactly Patrick Mahomes is. Not to mention,
Kansas City isn't playing worth a trash. None of those teams that were picked, the Bengals, these NFL analysts, Joku Burrow, Lamar Jackson.
Hold on. Time out, because I'm going to go back to this Jaden Daniels topic with Lamar Jackson. You said he's better than Lamar Jackson, but yet he is 13th in passing, 19th in touchdown. 19th in touchdown.
He's a better athlete than Lamar.
No. Jackson. Negative.
That, my friend, is an opinion, and I believe I have backers that can back me up.
You mean Packer fans or backers? Sound like you said
Backers.
Sound like you said Packer fans.
I didn't say anything about your second favorite team.
That is not my second favorite team. I don't have a second favorite team. If I did, it wouldn't be them. It would be Houston Texans.
Well, your favorite color is red, and I don't understand why you're not a Cardinals fan.
I don't know. Maybe I don't like Arizona. I could have been a Falcons fan.
Cardinals. They're red.
Falcons is red too.
The Falcons are not red anymore.
They're red and black and white.
Nope. You'll have to go with either San Francisco.
Who?
Or the Cardinals.
No! Minnesota.
You know, Morgan.
Look.
Anyway, now that I got your blood boiling.
My blood is hot right now.
So our listeners can get involved.
You brought up Taylor Swift. That got my blood going. I don't know why you did that. And then beginning of the show, you said something about the sex offender Deshaun Watson, and then you put down Lamar Jackson. You called him Lamar Johnson or something like that.
Yeah, I don't really care for Lamar Jackson because
he plays at AFC North.
Championship in college.
So he was a Heisman winner though.
But he didn't win anything. A Heisman. He won the Heisman.
He played for Louisville of all teams in college.
How many Heisman winners have been busts?
Well, he's on a bust.
Tell me that.
He's on a bust.
I'm not saying he's a bust, but we have had Heisman Trophy winners that were busts. That's not telling me anything. You're not telling me
Lamar Jackson,
he won a national championship.
If he went to a school like Alabama, Georgia, yes, he would have won a championship. He went to
Louisville had talent.
Not enough.
Games.
Not enough.
He was inaccurate, and they did drop a lot of passes. They had some good receivers. Very good football team.
Could you repeat? They dropped passes. So how is that Lamar Jackson's? How's that Jackson's fault? How's that his
terrible?
Fault? How's that his fault? If they drop passes, not his fault. That means they can't catch.
Well, that's what receiver doesn't drop passes. The highest paid receiver in the NFL drops passes.
I can name one.
Yeah.
I can name one.
Tell me what wide receivers are paid to do.
Catch the ball and run.
With their hands. Not with their shoulder pads. Not with their chest.
Jerry Rice didn't drop a lot. Jerry Rice caught the ball a lot.
Jerry Rice he used his hands.
Exactly.
He didn't use his pads.
Exactly.
He never trapped the ball against his body.
Nope. Randy Moss did the same thing for a little bit until he went to the. You know what?
Who?
Randy Moss. He uses his hands. You know who Randy Moss is?
Big, tall, skinny dude from Marshall.
Yeah. Number 84. Played for the Vikings.
Oh, that's Randy Moss?
Yeah. Come on now. I do want to jump in something real quick because I know there's probably some cow.
I wish you would have earlier. You burnt up this much time.
Shut up.
We probably lost some listeners.
Probably. We'll probably about to lose some more because I'm about to talk about the Cowboys.
Oh, gosh. You're beating a dead horse.
I got a question for you, Holder. Prescott, getting surgery. Do you think that his job in Dallas is done? Do you think it's over? Do you think his time is done? Can no longer go back, or do you think that he's going to play next year with the Cowboys?
You have to ask me this.
Yep.
Morgan, his job was done, and I repeat, his job was done when they paid him all that money. You have the highest paid quarterback in the league. That is terrible. Terrible. Now, he's probably not higher paid than what's his face Mahomes, because Mahomes got $500 million for 10 years.
I think Prescott's up there.
No, Prescott is the new high, but he's terrible.
But he's like in his what?
He's like Tony Romo. Same thing, right?
Now, do you blame
games and now they are injured?
But do you blame him or do you blame Jerry Jones for not getting him the right coaching?
I blame Jerry Jones for everything. It has nothing to do with coaching. Prescott has been there for how long? His first 11? 2 or 3 years, he was really good. Okay? Good. He replaced Homo. Did a good job. They got Zeke and all this other stuff. They had weapons, but Prescott choked in the playoffs. He's a playoff choker. I think there's too much protein in the playoffs because he can't seem to digest it.
Do you think that maybe Mike McCarthy should have called a timeout, pull him to the side, talk to him, get his head right, or do you put the finger on Prescott at this point in time?
No. You can only coach so much.
Oh, I get it, but I feel like
Prescott is a veteran. When you have veteran players, those are guys you don't have to pull to the side to say, get your shit together.
But
you just made me curse.
But you might have to tell him to get his stuff together. You might have to pull him to the side. It doesn't matter how long
you shouldn't have to do that with This is a guy that's a leader. He's a captain.
I don't think he's a leader, but
you shouldn't have to tell your captain. Now let me ask you this, Morgan, because you and I have had the same profession at one time. You don't appoint a guy to be supervisor if you have to watch him. No. You don't appoint him to be in charge of a group for emergencies, this, that, and the other, if he doesn't know what he's doing. Come on.
But here's the thing. You might get so into the crowd, into the game, and you might lose focus. You need to regain that focus. McCarthy should have called timeout, pull him to the side, like, hey, calm down.
Dak has the ability to call timeout, right?
Yeah, but again, if you're into the crowd, listening to him, letting him, just out there doing it, you're not gonna call timeout because you're into it.
Well, did my guy in Indianapolis tap out because he was tired?
Anthony Richardson. Oh man!
I mean, your quarterback is the center of the team, right? He's the nucleus.
But Anthony Richardson is a young guy, and I don't think he's a leader either.
But Dallas is done. Offense and defense, Dallas is done. Diggs is not playing like he wants to be there.
Okay, so real quick, and then we'll move on. Do you think Parsons is gone and Diggs is gone, and Lamb, or do you think they're going to stay there and let Prescott go?
Let me ask you this. They just paid Dak all that money. Who's going to pick up part of that salary? Nobody, because they know what they're getting with Dak. And you have to pay Parsons or he's out next year.
Now, again, would you trade Parsons, Diggs, and Lamb for some young players and trades, or would you let Prescott go? You can trade them, cut them.
It's over. You're stuck with these guys till next season. After the season, I don't think Parsons will be there. I think Parsons will be on a contender.
Okay, so real quick, how about contenders? Where do you think Parsons is going to go? Where do you think? Where do you want him to land?
I don't know where he's going to go, but he won't be in Dallas.
What you said a contender? You think it's going to be an NFC or AFC?
Who knows? He might go to the Commanders. Wouldn't that be something?
That's something because there's a lot of players wanting to go to Commanders now. I remember nobody really wanted to play for Washington. Nobody. So let's see how it plays out.
Yeah, let's do that because Dallas is not America's team anymore. They never were to me. But.
Who do you think is America's team? Because this is up for debate.
Well, Pittsburgh is the world team.
Don't stop.
America.
Stop it.
We have fans all over the world.
Stop it. You think you do.
It's true.
It's
true.
Stop it.
Look up the statistics. Look it up.
I hate to say it, but I think
we
Kansas
have more
City
fans than any team in the NFL.
I think Kansas City right now is America's team because of Taylor Swift. I think she brought a lot of people to watch Kansas City. Because
like I said, I'm going to get you a Swiftie jersey.
Please do not, and I repeat, do not. I would get your wife a Viking jersey. I would tell her I did it because of you.
You have to deal with her, not. I could care less. You have to deal with her.
So,
what's wrong with the Swiftie jersey?
I know I got some listeners out there that likes Taylor Swift and likes Kansas City. I'm not sorry about to say this, but I'm going to say this. I'm not a Swiftie, nor do I want to be a Swiftie, nor a Kansas City Chief fan. Not my cup of tea.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not a Swiftie?
Nope.
I'll root Donald Trump, Kamala Harris.
Before I become a Swiftie, nope. I don't believe in politics.
Really?
Yep, politics, all they do is lie, steal, and cheat.
I just looked up the Steelers fan base.
Oh, God.
Are you ready for this?
Go ahead.
Ready for this?
I'm ready. Go ahead.
Do you believe that they have 6 million fans?
I believe that's Wikipedia that's saying that, and Wikipedia lies.
This is 3.77 million followers on X. Okay? On X alone.
Oh, God. Anybody will follow anybody on that stupid fucking social media page.
Well, what is today's world revolves around social media. All these football players are on social media. All these football players have podcasts. Oh my God! You
follow Taylor Swift.
Mannings have a podcast.
You follow Taylor Swift. So does that make you a Swiftie?
I don't follow Taylor Swift. I barely knew who she was till she got with Kellogg's, whatever his name is.
You know his name, and I seen you follow her because I had to unfollow you.
No, you didn't see me follow her. No,
I did.
No. I don't know nothing about Taylor Swift. I don't know. I couldn't tell you one of her song titles.
Hey, you sung it to me today.
I couldn't tell you who she's dated.
When I called you up,
my wife says she's a whore.
When I called you up, you was singing one of her songs. Like, hold her, we're about to go live. You was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Morgan. I gotta stop singing then."
Morgan's a liar, people.
I wish I could record it. I wish I recorded it.
Morgan's a liar.
Moving on.
Let me ask you this, Morgan.
What?
Do you think the Chiefs will go undefeated?
No, I do not. I believe 3
teams. Is that
teams.
Because you're not a Swiftie?
No, I know 3 teams is going to beat them. 3 good teams at that.
3 teams that they play this year.
Oh yeah, that they will play this year. They haven't played them yet, but they're going to. And those 3 teams are going to put 2 of them. Is going to put a whooping on them. 2 of them. The other one is going to give them a run for their money.
What do you consider a whooping?
Oh, Pittsburgh and Buffalo is gonna demolish them. It's gonna murder them.
So you think Buffalo has gotten how much better than they were last year?
I think Buffalo's
they're like 10 times better than they were last year?
Yes. I think Josh Allen got better. I think that defense got better. And I'm not saying this because of Amari Cooper. I'm not saying that. I'm saying James Cook got better at running the ball. He runs harder. He's effective. Josh Allen can he's dangerous. He can run, he can throw. He might be able to catch. I don't know.
Josh Allen is like Lamar Jackson.
No. Lamar Jackson, by the way, is the best quarterback in the league. I don't care what you say.
Playoffs. They're terrible.
Oh, my God.
They're terrible. No. Maybe they can beat the teams in the regular season, but the playoffs is where it's at. You win these games, you get to the big stage, right?
So let me ask you a question. Since you say that, what about Ben?
They get past the big stage.
What about Ben Roethlisberger? He got 1 Super Bowl, right?
Who? Try again, buddy.
He got 2. My bad. What about him?
What about him?
He only has 2 Super Bowls, buddy. So is
Okay, how many does Josh Allen have?
That doesn't matter.
How many does Lamar Jackson have?
Lamar Jackson's getting his this year. That's all that matters.
It doesn't matter.
When Lamar Jackson...
Until I see the proof being in the pudding, at least Joe Cool made it to the stage.
When Lamar Jackson
These
makes
guys can't get to the stage.
When Lamar Jackson makes it and wins, I don't want to hear no crap about you saying he sucks.
You know, you said that last year.
This is a different year.
You said that last year.
New year.
Last year you said, "Oh, he's an improved passer."
He is. His
last
rating.
Year,
his
you said that.
Look, he was. Now look this year. Again, same thing. Dominant.
Oh yeah, that's right. They went to the AFC Championship, didn't they? No.
Did Pittsburgh? Did they make it to the Super Bowl last year? I'm just going to ask that question. Did they make it?
Pittsburgh didn't have a quarterback, did they, last year?
They did. They had Kenny Pickett, and they had he sucked.
No, Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph played in the playoffs,
and he sucked. Both of them. That's why both of them are gone.
You can't blame Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett didn't play in the playoffs.
Doesn't matter. He got gone because he sucked.
Doesn't matter.
Now look,
these 2 guys you're talking about have started and have been in the league for how long, and they still haven't won the playoff game.
They will.
I can admire your silence.
They will. Just watch.
Just
watch.
Stop, okay?
Just like you think.
Just like you think. Josh Allen plays for the Bills. What is that boy I love losing Super Bowls? They can't even do that.
Okay. We're going to see this year about Lamar Jackson.
Isn't that a stat? Isn't that a stat that you should be following? That these guys haven't won a playoff game?
Doesn't matter if they won one or not. Lamar Jackson getting his this year.
You're a stat guy. Right now I got you up against the wall. Okay?
I'm not against the wall. Let me tell you why. Lamar Jackson came in the league. He had no help. No receivers. No good receivers at that. No good line.
You had a defense.
Defense, but you need offense to help score too. Because defense can't just score by themselves and win.
Defense wins games.
But you have to score an offense as well. You can't just point the finger like you got a good defense.
They don't have a defense now. So how is he going to win if they can't keep everybody they play? Well, the average score is over 21 points.
Just like you say, divisional games is different. When they play the Bengals, it was different because it was a divisional game.
Look, the only team that they really beat this year was Denver.
What? They beat Washington.
That they really beat, okay?
They beat Washington.
Denver is terrible.
They beat Washington. You saying Washington's terrible?
Didn't they start out the gate 0-2, 0-3 or something? I'm just saying.
No. When they play Washington, they lost against the Raiders, of course, and the Chiefs. But they beat the Bills. They put a spanking on the Bills. The Bills.
I'm just saying. Like, how do you lose against the Raiders? Justin Fields scored 36 points in 32 against the Raiders.
There was injuries. Injuries.
Come on, man.
Injuries.
Oh, Morgan, from now on, I just want you to just look your stats up before the show starts.
Injuries.
Because then,
what's the next
give
week?
You kind of an edge.
What's the next
right
week?
Now,
when Lamar Jackson.
Right now,
when Lamar Jackson.
Go in at halftime and regroup.
When Lamar Jackson comes in next week and beats Pittsburgh, I don't want to hear you cry, okay? And I gave up my pick because, yes, that's what I'm picking next week. I'm picking Baltimore next week to beat
How
Pittsburgh.
many has Lamar won in Pittsburgh?
Different
do I have
year.
To look that stat up? Because you haven't been doing anything stat-wise.
Different year. You
say that every year with Lamar Jackson. When are you going to give up? You talk about that guy like he plays for the Vikings. Come on, man.
He should have been. Could have been. Should have, could have, would have.
You're right. I think Darnold was better than Lamar Jackson.
You better not say that no more. Don't say that ever again. We're not doing this. We're not doing this, Holder. Go ahead. Why you got my blood pressure rising? Go ahead and talk about Deshaun Watson. What do you got to say about Deshaun Watson? Because I know you want to. You're dying. I can tell by your voice.
Well, first of all, Deshaun Watson, do you think he'll be a Cleveland Brown next year?
I think he's going to be at NFL. I think he should have been at NFL before he went to Cleveland. I think he's going to be at NFL now. Especially with that another case that opened up against him. The NFL now is involved. I think he's done. I think he must go to the Canadian Football League.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's retract here. Lamar Jackson, 2-4 against the Steelers. 2-4 out of 6 games. He's only won 2.
Anyways, Holder.
Horrible. Yeah. I think that
I'm done with you. I'm done talking about Lamar Jackson next week.
He had his opportunity to get his act together with the Cleveland Browns. Okay, he had chance after chance after chance, but he's got too much going on inside of his head outside of football.
Do you think that his head got big? Like, oh, I got money. I'm not gonna get in trouble. I'm untouchable. Or do you think it's one of those things like he knows what he did and he doesn't care? Like he has no remorse.
No, I think he has a disease.
Yeah, it's called sex. He's a sex addict. He needs to go to fucking counseling.
He has a disease and he can't control it. And it's really, really affecting him on the field. I mean, look at the fans didn't want him. And then when they got him, they accepted him. And he's been booed ever since he's been a starter.
Do you think that they're going to trade him or let him go? Or do you think the NFL is going to step in and say, you're done, you're on the list, you're no longer going to play?
Morgan. Trade him to who? Because somebody would have to pick up part of his salary.
Carolina needs a quarterback.
You think they're going to pay that much for him?
They better do something over in Carolina because something ain't working.
You think they're going to pay that much for a guy that has no production?
Here's the thing. I wouldn't pay that much if he was the last quarterback on earth. I wouldn't pay that much for him.
Well, you used to defend him when this whole thing first started.
That's until I seen proof. Okay, once proof came out, just like you've been told before, innocent to proven guilty. Right? He was innocent until they found evidence, and yeah, that was a different story.
You defended the guy
again. Innocent to proven guilty. Once the evidence came out, it was over with.
Oh, Morgan.
It was over with. I didn't believe
What am I going to do? I think me and Angel should do the show instead of you. I think you need a break.
I think. You know what I think? You know what I think? You know what I think?
Yeah. You choked on that one, didn't you?
You know what I think you need? I think you need to sit back, relax, stop sipping that what's in that cup you got there, and just
Diet Coke. I love that.
Diet Coke and Jack. I know what you're drinking.
Jack.
Yeah.
Jack Daniels.
You know exactly what I know. Yeah.
I don't know anything about alcohol. You can ask my wife. You know what? My first drink I ever got at a bar. You know what I asked for?
Probably some fucking sour Almarella or whatever the fuck it's called.
Nope.
A sissy drink.
I asked for a virgin. So I asked for a Diet Coke on the rocks with ice.
I don't think
That's
you should.
What I asked for.
I don't think you should have said that live because now listeners.
I shouldn't have. But that was the first time I was out. That was the first time I was at a club. That was the first time. I didn't know. I just knew on the rocks from movies. They never said it was ice. They just said on the rocks. So I said on the rocks with ice.
Hold her. I lost some brain cells. Let's go ahead and move on to the picks because Woo!
You lost some brain cells.
Yeah. All right. So Thursday night was Baltimore and Cincinnati. We both had Baltimore. No, I had Baltimore. You picked those sorry ass Bengals. I don't know why you
No
did that.
cursing on my show, dude.
I don't know why you did that. You picked those kitty cats.
Wait a minute, weren't you a Joe Burrow fan at one time?
Jamar Chase. Get it straight.
No, you were Joe Burrow.
I
You were
like Joe
He's
Burrow.
great.
I like Joe Burrow. I like Joe Burrow.
Didn't you pick them to beat the Rams? I believe you did.
I like Joe Burrow, but I prefer Lamar Jackson over anybody else in the league.
Didn't you pick Burrow to beat Stafford?
I don't. Yes, because Stafford played for the Lions, and I thought he sucked. Okay, obviously not.
I picked Cincinnati because it was a division game, and that game went down to the wire, and they should have won that game. But stupid penalties.
So
every time.
Do you blame Zach Taylor because on not going forward on the 2-point conversion, or do you blame the penalties?
Penalties.
Come on. I blame both because he should have went for it. He should have did the 2-point.
Do you remember the game Damar Hamlin got hurt?
Yeah.
And almost died. You picked the Bengals to win that game.
I did.
Remember that?
I did. Buffalo.
You were high on the Bengals that year. You were high on the Bengals. Now all of a sudden, it's just Jamar Chase.
Because look, Burrow's always hurt. I can't accept the fact.
Dude, you changed teams like you change your underwear.
I'm not changing teams.
And that was a quote from you last time.
I'm not changing teams. I'm just saying Joe Burrow's always hurt. Okay, no matter what, he's always hurt. I don't like that. I think he's a crybaby. I think he is.
You think Joe Cool is a crybaby?
Of course.
Joe Cool does not come up with excuses when they lose. He just says we're not playing good enough.
I'm not saying he made any excuses. I'm just saying he gets hurt too much. Maybe it's because of his line. I don't know. So let me ask you this question.
Maybe he should start dating Taylor Swift.
No, because again, when I watch football, you know what? Hold that thought. What do you see Cincinnati? Do you see them making the playoffs by being a wild card team?
No.
Or do you think the chances are done?
No. It's too late for them. Cincinnati and the Browns will be at the bottom of the division.
Okay.
They already are.
That's fair enough. Who do you think is going to come on top? Do you think Browns are going to be above Cincinnati?
No.
Or Cincinnati above?
I think Nick Chubb is not the Chubb before his injury. Because Nick Chubb was the Cleveland Browns. It wasn't Watson. It wasn't Ogunjobi. Or what's his name? Is it Ogunjobi? The tight end?
Yes.
It wasn't. Who is this so-called star receiver?
Well, they had Jarvis.
They traded him to Buffalo. That
Amari Cooper, and then they had Jarvis Landry too.
Cooper, who never really done anything for me.
Well, look, he has a quarterback now. He has a quarterback to throw him the ball because Prescott couldn't get the ball to him. Deshaun Watson was too busy getting his wiener sucked to even try to throw the ball for her. Look, you got Josh Allen who's getting the ball to him. Look what he's doing over there in Buffalo.
Morgan.
What? Making
Pittsburgh,
facts.
Baltimore, Cincinnati, Cleveland. That's the order.
I'm going to go Baltimore, Pittsburgh,
of course you are.
Browns,
of course
Bengals.
Of course you are. What's the next game? Let's get to the real games. This game was like two JV teams playing.
No. Next up is the Giants and Carolina.
Oh, they allowed over 30 points. What do you mean, no?
No. Next game is the Giants, Carolina. We both got the Giants. Honestly, this game right here is one of those games like I don't even care about because both of them suck.
Well,
but
you
I
have
had to pick
two
one.
backup quarterbacks going up against each other.
Do you think if the Giants win this game, do you think that their chances of going to the playoffs as a wild
No
card team?
chances.
No chance?
The Giants are done, dude. You really think Daniel Dimes is going to get them to the playoffs?
No, but I know there's Giants fans out there who I thought maybe get their hopes up.
Dude, New York fans are disgusted. The Jets,
Trash.
the Giants, the Yankees.
Oh, you just said the
Failures.
Yankees? Did you say the Yankees? They just recently lost. You can't do that.
Failures. They didn't just lose; they got swept. Are you kidding?
Against the Dodgers, you can't just tell people that. You can't just tell people that they lost and they're still freshly in their minds.
Dude, the New York Yankees. First of all, you're talking about the great state of New York, that people say.
I don't think it's great.
And they have the best sports teams. Now,
Who says
look,
that? Who says that? Because the Knicks suck. The Knicks was trash, been trash, always been trash.
They've always been trash.
Same thing with the Jets, the Giants, the Patriots.
So the Jets, after Joe Namath did his thing,
the Yankees, the Mets, they've been trash.
What's his face? That was the last time they were good, when they had, who was their head coach? That guy, Jim. Oh, no, not Jim. What is his name? He's on the Get Up show.
Rex
Greeny
Ryan?
and
Rex Ryan?
Stephen A. and who?
Rex Ryan or no?
Rex. That was the last time they were in the playoffs.
Yeah, with Mark Sanchez's dumbass.
Yeah, I remember he got tackled because his butt hit the face of the center. Yeah.
Now this next game, Holder, is I really don't want to pick a team because the team they're playing and the team that's playing them, I don't like either one of them. I despise both of them, but I hate one of them more than I hate the other. If that makes sense.
Oh boy.
Is the Patriots and Bears. It was a toss up, and I wanted not to pick nobody. Holder, are you surprised with my pick? Before I say it out loud, are you surprised I made this pick?
Morgan, first of all, it shouldn't have took you 30 days to decide who you were going to pick first and foremost.
I needed to reframe myself. From doing
really
this.
is not that difficult.
It is. I had to pray. I had to pray to football God and baby Jesus.
You had to pray to the football gods.
Yeah.
To go with Chicago. Now, I know you don't like Chicago because they're in your division. I know you don't like the Patriots because they are sex traffickers. Okay?
And cheaters.
I get it. But one has nothing to do with the other.
Oh, they both do. Both of them suck.
These two teams.
Both of them suck. I was going to say that.
In your division. The Bears are playing the Patriots. The Patriots are playing the Bears.
It's very, very difficult.
Okay?
That's like you picking the Browns or Cincinnati.
Why didn't you pick the Patriots? Because wouldn't it do you some justice if the Bears fell back another game in your division?
No, let me tell you this. If I pick the Patriots, my brother, by the way, who's a Patriots fan, is going to say I'm a Patriots fan. I'm not doing that. Can't do that because my brother's going to say I'm a Patriots fan because he is. And I picked him. No, I can't do that. I'm not doing that. I can't live with myself. Let alone with myself picking a team that sex traffics.
I see that you underline the Bears. Why? Now, let's not talk relatives. Let's talk football. Why did you pick the Bears to beat the Patriots?
Because I think the Bears are a better team than New England.
Are they better coached? Do they have better talent?
Talent, not coaching. Not coaching, but talent.
Talent.
I think Caleb Williams is better than their quarterback over there. I think they got a better receiving core. I think their running back Swift is way better than what they have over there. I think New England.
They have a pretty solid defense.
Again, it's New England's offense I'm worried about. New England's offense is terrible. Really, really bad.
Well, I think you have a secret love for the Chicago Bears.
What?
It's
No.
okay. I know you're a Vikings fan. But I'm just saying.
And they're playing in Chicago. So if Caleb Williams loses at home, you know what that means? He's going to get beat up by the fans.
You think so? You think he'll get booed?
Oh, yeah. And he wants to move a point. He wants to make a point of saying, hey, I'm not as bad as you think I am. I just play sucky-ass teams that make me good.
You think he'll wear his nail polish this game?
He always does. I don't understand that shit. He don't play baseball. He doesn't do MMA. He doesn't wrestle. So why are you painting your fingernails?
He wears earrings in both ears and he has nail polish.
Well, hold on. First of all, I had earrings in both my ears. What are you trying to say?
Oh, I say the same thing for anybody who wears earrings in both ears.
Michael Jordan did.
Who?
Michael Jordan.
So what?
Scottie Pippen.
I still,
Dennis Rodman.
Guys should wear just one earring.
No.
One.
No. What about Dennis Rodman? Dennis Rodman, he had both of his nose, tongue, lip, all that.
Rodman had his testicles pierced.
We ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't doing that.
Who cares?
All right, next game, because next game is Buffalo and the Colts. Holder, I'm curious of why you picked Buffalo because you're so high on Joe Flacco.
I've never been high on Joe Flacco.
Lies.
First and foremost.
Lies. You said he was a great quarterback.
I never said
you
that.
You did.
I call him Wacko Flacco.
You say he's better than Lamar Jackson.
No.
Oh, so not admitting
Anthony Richardson might play.
Oh,
if he doesn't get tired.
That's what I asked you. You think he's going to get tired?
No, I think he's learned his lesson. I don't know if he's going to start or not.
Do you think he...
But Wacko Flacco has shown who he really is.
Do you think Anthony Richardson wants to be in the Colts uniform, or do you think he's trying to get out of it?
Where's he going to go? Chicago?
Jacksonville needs a quarterback. So does who else? The Browns might need a quarterback. Carolina. I mean, there's other teams out there.
And you think he would fit in those schemes?
I mean, he can.
Because, think about it.
Dallas might need a quarterback.
His rookie year, he was pretty good till he got hurt, right?
Yeah, he was. I was high on him when he got hurt.
Oh, and the Colts were a pretty good team, right?
They was. I don't know what happened.
All of a sudden. Come on, Jim Irsay has been there forever. Nothing has changed except probably the coaching.
So let me ask you a question. If the Colts beat Buffalo, and I don't think it's going to happen because I got Buffalo winning too, but if the Colts beat Buffalo, do you think, or if the Colts beat Buffalo, do you think Colts has a good shot of going to the playoffs or no? Do you think our chances are done?
No. They can't keep pace with Houston.
Okay, that's fair.
There's no way. And you got other divisions that will be tighter in the AFC than the gap between the Colts wins and the Houston Texans wins. Come on, man.
Hey, Holder.
We know Houston is going to run away with that division.
Give me 1 sec. I know. Give me 1 sec because I'm about to give you an update real quick on college football, and this is about to make you happy. Ole Miss upset at Georgia.
I could care less.
I know you don't like Georgia. You like Alabama.
I thought you had an Alabama or an Oregon Ducks update. This means nothing. Maybe even Ohio State.
I mean, I'm just saying, buddy. I'm just saying.
Georgia, there are a lot of good NFL players that actually grew up in Georgia, that played ball in Georgia. I'm just not a Bulldog fan. Just never have been.
I'm just saying.
But yeah, okay. Ole Miss, blah, blah, blah.
I'm just saying you should
Georgia.
be happy.
Now, what is that? That knocks Georgia down what?
They will. I believe they're probably going to knock down to at least 8 because Miami lost too.
Yeah,
But anyways,
Georgia.
Moving on to NFL games, the most important games.
What? Atlanta and New Orleans is an important game.
No,
Denver and Kansas City.
Denver versus
is an important game.
Yeah, Denver versus Kansas. That's a divisional game. That's important. Just like Atlanta and New Orleans, Baltimore divisional games. It's important.
Well, let me tell you this, Morgan, before you go on your rant. Denver is visiting Kansas City. Maybe they'd have a chance if they were at home where the air is thinner
I was going to ask
and they
you,
had the home
how
crowd.
come you picked them over?
But they're going to Kansas City.
But how come you picked them over Baltimore last week, but you didn't pick them over Kansas City this week?
Because I hate Baltimore.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yes, we both got Kansas City. Do you think of Denver? Do you think Denver has a good shot of making it to the playoffs, or no?
Yes, next year.
I'm gonna say 2 years. Next up,
Bo Nix is starting to get a feel for everything, and it's going to take the rest of the season for him to understand the speed of the game and how to read these defenses. Next year, he'll be better prepared.
And the reason why I say 2 years because I don't think Sean Payton's the coach that he needs.
Well, Sean Payton's not going anywhere, buddy.
Well, I know, but next up is the Falcons in New Orleans. I got the Falcons. You got the Falcons. What's going on in New Orleans? What's going on with that?
Well, New Orleans, I think, is throwing in the towel.
Do you think it's time to rebuild for them, or what do you think is going to happen?
Well, what do you think? Okay, they're stuck with what's his face, the safety they got in a trade, and then they let Lattimore go. Come on.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a team that's building. That team is not building.
So that's what's surprising because you let Lattimore go for nearly nothing, and he's one of the best defensive players that you have, and you got chips and crackers for him.
Pretty much.
I mean,
pretty much.
And he went to a fantastic team right now that's playing well. I mean, I know he's not playing tomorrow, but he went to Washington, and I think that's going to make Washington better on defense.
Absolutely.
So
that tells you what's going on in New Orleans, because now you and I both agree that Carr is not the answer, right?
Nah.
Carr was probably sent there because he's a Band-Aid, a temporary fix, until they can get a quarterback.
Let me ask you a question. Who do you think is going to be the Falcons quarterback next year, if you had to guess? Do you think they get one in the draft, or do you think they trade it and get one, like a Sam Darnold or
Falcons?
Not the Saints. My bad. I don't know why I said the Falcons. The Saints. I don't know why I said the Falcons. The Saints. Do you think the Saints would trade up to get a quarterback or get one in the draft? Because you know Minnesota only signed Sam Darnold for 1 year.
I don't know. I think I really believe that Darnold will give him a contract, especially if he takes them into the playoffs, because J.J. McCarthy is just learning, man. Come on. If you got a guy that can lead your team to the playoffs, right, and has been probably comeback player of the year, do you think Minnesota will let him just slip through their fingers with the talent and the chemistry that he's produced?
I don't think
with these guys. I don't think
Donald is the answer that I was looking for to be in Minnesota, but I think he's a good fit for Minnesota for the scheme they got. I think JJ likes him. I think Jordan Addison likes him, and now with TJ Hawkinson coming back, I think it's going to be a good fit. Now, what will that say about JJ McCarthy next year? I think if he comes in and he proves himself, I think he might have a chance, maybe, but that got to be seen.
Well, what do you think the head coach will do? Now the defense is pretty much set. All they need is one or two more pieces for that defense.
I think if I was the head coach or even the owner, I think I would take consideration of maybe signing Donald for maybe 2 years for to see
we're talking about the Vikings. We're talking about Atlanta. Okay,
that's what I'm talking about. If I was the Saints, I would sign Donald for 2 years because again, Minnesota signed him for 1.
Trade Penix for draft capital next year. Or do you think
I would keep. It's iffy because here's the thing.
Because Atlanta needs a quarterback.
I don't. And if that's the thing, if you let Phoenix go, right, and Kirk Cousins,
not Atlanta. New Orleans.
Yeah, so I'm saying if you let Phoenix go, right, to say the Falcons trade him to New Orleans or something like that, right? If you let him go, when Kirk Cousins retires, you don't have a quarterback that can, you got to start over again with a quarterback. I don't think they should do that. If I was the Saints, I wouldn't even offer to try to get Phoenix from Atlanta. I would either get Bryce Young, try to get him again. Sam Donald, he signed a 1-year deal with Minnesota. Maybe talk to him in the offseason, give him more money, maybe for 2 years. You also have Trevor Lawrence, who might be on chop block. I mean, he's not somebody I would say is a franchise quarterback, but he's somebody that can get you some wins.
The goal is the Super Bowl.
I know.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. But again, this is the Saints we're talking about. This is New Orleans. New Orleans' goal has never been about winning a Super Bowl.
Every team's goal is the Super Bowl, but do you give up? Now, I think the Lawrence going to New Orleans is just like the car going to New Orleans. It's just a Band-Aid. Neither one of those guys can get you there.
Again, that goes back to 1 year. Pittsburgh signed Justin Fields to 1 year. Do you think they're going to sign him long term, or do you think New Orleans could step up and sign him longer than what Pittsburgh could? Again,
no, I think Pittsburgh is going to sign him.
Because
I don't think Russell Wilson. I think if Russell Wilson wins another Super Bowl, he's going to retire. If he wins another Super Bowl, if he doesn't, I don't see Pittsburgh taking a risk on losing Fields.
Okay,
which could be the future.
So real quick, what do you see the Saints doing then? What do you see them doing? Do you think you go in the draft, or do you see what's out there?
Well, it depends on where they fall at the end of the season. Now they can trade up and draft,
but will they be willing to give up Alvin Kamara to move up?
I think they probably would. I mean, you can still get good backs out there.
Yeah, but
I look at all the undrafted guys that are really proving themselves.
Why would you give up? Why would you give up?
If you give up Kamara,
what would you need in return?
You move up in the draft. You already have Chris Olave, right?
That's another thing.
And now that's just receiver.
That's only one.
I know, but you wouldn't draft a guy that you can build around.
Okay.
And then make some trades next season before the trade deadline and get a.
Would you rather trade
a season running back?
So let me ask you a question. Would you rather trade Alvin Kamara up in the draft to go to quarterback, or would you rather trade him to a team that needs a running back that can give you a defensive player that you might need?
Who's out there? Who's out there?
I mean,
if you trade Kamara, you're gonna ask for a lot.
I mean, I'm just saying those rumors, and again, I know these are just rumors, but Max Crosby from Las Vegas could be gone by next year. Michael Parsons might be gone from Dallas. I mean, again, just rumors, but you can always trade Alvin Kamara. Even Myles Garrett from the Browns has been rumored to be gone. You could trade Kamara to get one of those guys.
Garrett is the face of that franchise. I don't think he's going anywhere.
I'm just saying. Again, these are just rumors. These are just rumors, but
I know. But when you think about it, they already gave up. What's his name?
Zadarius Smith.
That was a part of that defensive front.
Zadarius Smith. He went to the Lions.
They gave Zadarius stuff
for nothing, for nickel change.
He went to Detroit. Right, but he's not better than what's his name? The guy hurt, Hendricks. Is it Hendricks?
Adrian Hutcherson. Adrian Hutcherson. You butchered his name.
He's nowhere near as good as.
And that's the thing.
But
that's the thing. Adrian Hutcherson has been out for 3 games, right? And he was still second in the NFL in sacks. So that says a lot about Adrian Hutcherson. But again, What do you think the lines should be laying? Do you think Alvin Kamara for defensive player, or do you think a draft pick?
The Lions.
I know. I said, do you think Alvin Kamara should be traded for a draft pick or a defensive player? Where do you think the line should be drawn at?
I think he should be traded for draft picks myself.
Okay, that's
I
fine.
mean, you need a quarterback. There's nobody who's out there that's other than Wilson, Daniels, who's probably on a short rope right now.
But that's the thing.
Or Daniel Jones.
And that's the thing. So again, if Dallas wants to give up Michael Parsons, you can get Michael Parsons for Alvin Kamara, and you can maybe get a 6th or 7th round draft pick back with that trade.
I think you can get more than that. You can probably get multiple draft picks.
I'm just saying that's where I think should happen. I think he should be traded for Michael Parsons or a defensive player like that and get maybe 1 or 2 draft picks back.
I don't think you would get much of an argument, especially if Kamara went to a team with playoff potential.
I don't think Dallas has that potential, but I believe there's some trades out there that can happen. I guess offseason will only tell. Next game is the 49ers at Tampa Bay. We both got 49ers. What do you think Tampa Bay has got right now? Do you think playoff picture, or do you think it's closing?
I don't like Baker Mayfield. And if I gave my honest opinion.
Go for it.
If I gave my honest opinion. Is CMC back this week?
He's supposed to be playing. He's supposed to be playing.
If he's playing, it's a done deal. There's no way. There's no way that Tampa Bay is going to beat San Francisco.
Well, I know you got 49ers winning, but the question was, do you think the window for the Buccaneers making the playoffs, do you think it's closed, or do you think it's closing?
I don't know. They're only, 2 games behind Atlanta?
Only 2 games.
I mean, no, it's not closed.
Okay, what about the 49ers?
Atlanta can lose a couple games. Do you think Atlanta's going to win out this year?
I think they will.
You think they will? Oh, now you're going to make me bring up their schedule.
I mean, over the Buccaneers? Over the Buccaneers? Yes, they would win out.
You're insane.
How am I insane? How am I insane?
Okay.
I'm looking at it right now. Well,
they can beat New Orleans. They might have problems with Denver, the Chargers, the Vikings, the Commanders. Those are 3 games that are questionable that they could lose.
Okay, while you're looking at that, I'm gonna look at the Buccaneers. Buccaneers, of course, has the 49ers tomorrow. They got the Chargers. And potentially the Saints might be able to beat the Buccaneers the last game. So again, I mean, the Falcons beat them.
If Washington, if the Bucs, looking at their schedule, how many games are guaranteed?
Now here's the thing, though, because the Falcons beat the Buccaneers.
Should be guaranteed.
The Falcons beat the Buccaneers twice. So even if they tie, Falcons hold that tiebreaker.
Well, I understand that.
Oh, I know. I'm just letting you know.
They could still get into the playoffs if Atlanta loses as many games as the Buccaneers can win.
I think the Falcons is going to get close. I'm not saying. I think they're going to lose 2 games. The Falcons are going to lose 2 games. I think the Vikings game they're going to lose, and the Washington game they will lose, but they will beat the Chargers. Other than that, I don't see anybody touching the Falcons.
You don't think the Broncos can win that game?
Nope.
At home?
No.
Where the air is thin?
No. I think the Falcons is too much.
I don't know. I've known Kirk Cousins to do some pretty bonehead things in this time.
I know, throwing the ball, 40 yards? Anyways, moving on to the next game real quick. Next
Are
up,
you still talking about? Is that still bothering you?
yes, it is. Next up, we have
He's gone.
we have your so-called favorite team, and the Commanders.
So-called?
Yeah. Because I heard you say you like the Bears. I'm just saying this is your so-called favorite team.
No, you didn't hear that from me, buddy.
Oh, I got a text message.
You didn't hear that from me. Post it. Please post it. If you got that from me, show the listeners.
I think this is gonna be a good game. It's not gonna be a squash match. I think Washington has got something to prove, and I think Pitt got something to prove. I went with the Steelers, but Holder, what do you think the score is gonna be for this game?
Or Pittsburgh. Let's see.
And they're playing
evaluating here.
They're playing Washington, by the way.
Pittsburgh 28, Washington 17.
Oh, okay. Not giving Washington much to breathe on, huh?
Well, Daniels, like I said, has not played any great defense. Give me a great defense that they play.
Baltimore?
No, I just told you about Baltimore's trash defense.
Bears defense?
I said the Bears are good. I didn't say they were
Bengals
great.
defense? Bengals defense?
Who?
The Bengals defense?
Wouldn't you say the Eagles have lost a lot of defense?
I didn't say the Eagles. I said the Bengals.
They're nowhere as good as they were last year.
I said the Bengals, not the Eagles. The Bengals. What are you talking about?
Bengals are trash. Well, you keep cutting out. The Bengals are trash, dude.
I'm going to give you one more team. Ready for this? The Panthers defense. I knew you was going to laugh.
Oh, my God, dude. Morgan, as the years go by, you tend to slip a little more each time.
So,
I won't ask your wife to look after you because you're really going to need it.
So let me ask you a question. And this is according to the ESPN analysts. They got Washington winning this game, by the way.
They gave what?
They got Washington winning this game.
Okay.
Do you agree with that?
You really listen to the NFL analysts?
I mean, you got some key injuries.
Who's got some key injuries?
Y'all.
Excuse me?
Y'all got some key injuries.
Our players are coming back this game.
I mean, Terrell Edmonds is hurt.
Who?
Terrell Edmonds is hurt.
Who is that?
You know who that is. Your rookie center, Zach Frazier, is hurt.
Zach is back.
He is coming back. Yeah, you're right.
Zach is back.
Let me ask you a question. Justin Fields, his hamstring, do you think he's going to play if they need him to? I know he's not going to start, but do you think he's going to come and play if they need him to?
Yeah, absolutely. They're not going to just let him sit on the sideline and rock.
I mean, you never know.
I don't think so. That dude, they got to keep him in games. They got to keep him fresh. Because not only, they have to really evaluate, is this going to be their guy next year? So they got to get him on the field to find out. They already know what he can do. But
so you said
in the season toward the playoffs.
So you said
other teams.
So you said your so-called defense.
Both of these guys.
You said your so-called defense is good, right? But let's pause real quick because didn't y'all lose against the Colts and against Dallas?
Yeah.
Okay then. Okay, my point.
What does that mean?
Y'all lost against Dak Prescott, who sucks, and y'all lost again.
We had touchdowns called back because of penalties.
Oh my God! Excuses. Here we go with these excuses.
Not excuses. I mean, when you look at it, Justin Fields was coming back to the Colts. He was getting hot. I mean, okay, these things happen, but there's no way that the Commanders match up against Pittsburgh. They may have offense, but they don't have the defense.
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Pittsburgh has been averaging 160-something yards rushing a game. And they let Chase Young go? Come on. Well, they still have what? They still have, what's his name? Their middle linebacker from Seattle.
So let me ask you a question. So before I go look at the stats, how many rushing yards you said Pittsburgh averaged a game?
100. Well, the last game they had 167 yards. They've been rushing for 130 a game average.
Okay, because Washington rushes for about 163, 164 a game.
So, but they haven't played a good defense.
Rushing touchdowns, they got 15.
Okay, I know that.
I'm just saying.
I know that. You know what? And when Pittsburgh played against Barkley, they shut Barkley down when he was with the Giants. And they shut down...
That was the past.
What's this guy in Baltimore, the running back?
King Henry.
Name is supposed to be a big... He never rushed over 100 yards against Pittsburgh.
That was in the past. That's when there was no line.
Oh, my goodness.
We'll find out. I got Pittsburgh winning. But I'm not going to give them the score like you said. I'm gonna say 23-20.
And Daniels is playing with bad ribs. You're saying that T.J. Watt, Alex Highsmith, Nick Herbig, and Smith, that they just got from Green Bay, can't put pressure on this guy and get him.
No.
Are you serious?
I think only one of them can, and that's going to be Watt. That's it. Fine. The guy from Green Bay sucks. I don't know who he was. Terrible.
You never heard of Patrick Smith?
Nope. Trash. That's what it was. Trash.
Look up his stats.
I will, because it was not that good.
Look up his stats.
You said, what's his name again?
Look up
Patrick.
Look up his...
Patrick Crybaby? Is what you said?
Look up. Sometimes I really don't like you.
What'd you say his name was? Patrick what?
You should stop drinking the Haterade, first and foremost. Okay? And you should read the instructions first.
Patrick, what's his name?
Smith, I believe. Smith.
Preston Smith? Preston Smith?
Preston.
Holder, you did not want me to look at this.
Lifetime stats, not Green Bay stats. Lifetime stats.
I'm looking at him. Does not impress me.
Well, that's your problem.
He had...
I happen to think, okay, he's a 3-4 defensive player, not a 4-3. His numbers decreased when he went to Green Bay because he had to play with his hand in the dirt. Upright, he's a more talented linebacker. He had Pittsburgh scheme.
He was not that good in Washington. His best year was in 2019 when he played for Green Bay. He had 12 sacks. That was it. That's the best year he had.
He was hurt.
Hurt. He played 16 games. But he was hurt. 16 games, he was hurt.
16. I'm talking about lifetime stats. I'm not talking about Green Bay. Stop with the Green Bay.
I'm looking at his stats. All of them.
You like the Packers. I'm just saying.
Washington's on there and Green Bay. It's the only two teams he played for.
He's played for 10 years. Been in the league for 10 years.
Yeah. Well, close to 10. He came to the league in 2015.
Okay, so 10 years. You round it off.
He played for Washington and Green Bay.
December, come on.
He played Washington and for Green Bay. Stats are terrible. Trash. 24 solo tackles, 22, 31, 30.
What, I know you're not going to watch the game, but I guarantee you, when he's on the field...
Oh, I'm going to go flip back and forth between that and the Minnesota game just so I can prove you wrong that he's trash. That's why Packers got rid of him.
You'll hear his name. You will hear.
You didn't know his name. You said his name was Patrick.
Not because of the trade. You said hear his name called out because of what he does.
You said his name was Patrick. His name was Preston Smith.
Preston.
You said Patrick.
I said Patrick. I also said Lamar Johnson, too.
That's terrible. We got a couple more games. Next game is Minnesota and Jacksonville. We both got Minnesota. What is going on in Jacksonville?
Why do we both have Minnesota?
Well,
I don't understand why I'm picking Minnesota.
That's my team, and they're playing against Jacksonville, who Trevor Lawrence is not playing. He's out.
So
you got quiet.
That's not why I picked Minnesota.
You picked Minnesota.
I didn't even know Trevor Lawrence was going to be out.
You picked Minnesota because that's the best team. They're the best team.
No. Maybe it's the flat black or the flat purple helmet.
No, you know Jacksonville sucks and used to be high horse.
I think I picked them because of the color.
Okay. What do you think's going on? What do you think's going on in Jacksonville?
Everything. That team went from a great defense to a shitty defense.
You just cussed.
My language listeners, and a pretty good offense to a crappy offense.
So let me ask you a question. And plus, I know the answer to this.
They let Mingo get away. Where did Mingo go?
He went to Dallas. And Mingo played for the Carolina Panthers, by the way, not Jacksonville.
Oh, the Panthers. I'm sorry. Yeah. The Panthers.
You need to stop sipping that alcohol you got over there.
Here's what I'm saying. I never really was into the whole Trevor Lawrence thing.
You was high horses on Jacksonville a couple years ago.
I was never, because when they won that playoff game against the Chargers, I believe it was.
Do we have to go back and listen to
the Chargers, right? They beat the Chargers.
Do we have to go back and listen to old shows? Because I know you was high in hell horses over
I said they were an up-and-coming team. And I was not high on them. I was high on the Chargers.
You picked them.
You were.
You picked them. Every chance you got, you picked them. It didn't matter who to play. You got Jacksonville. It could have been against the Chiefs. I got Jacksonville.
I picked Jacksonville because they were winning in London. Okay?
But I told you that was trash. You didn't want to listen to me.
I picked Jacksonville because it was a divisional game.
When are you going to listen to me? Because I told you that was trash from the get-go.
I picked Jacksonville against the Colts.
But I told you, Jacksonville was trash. You should listen to me.
No, you didn't. You didn't know. I know Jacksonville was trash this year. I knew Jacksonville was semi-trash last year.
Look, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why they're trash. And hear me out. And I know there's some listeners and fans. I don't care. When Khan's son Tony decided to make a wrestling, that's what he's doing with his life. I don't get it. Anyways, when he decided to go and create wrestling, just taking money from the NFL team that his dad got, right? So you can't go out there and get anybody because you got this wrestling thing going on that really used to be good. Now it just fucking sucks. You use these guys as...
Did you just curse on my
I
show?
did.
Did you just curse on my family football
This
talk?
is not a family show. I don't see no Disney.
You used the F-bomb.
I did. I said fuck. I sure did.
You usually only say that when we talk about Swifty or Green Bay.
Look.
Or maybe even the Patriots.
Because Jacksonville like you said, was an upcoming team. They have all this talent. But you ain't paying the players. You're giving them...
Do you trade Travis Etienne?
Here's the thing. You don't need to trade nobody. Okay? And I'm going to tell you why you don't need to trade nobody. Stop letting your son run his wrestling business. Because it's going into the ground. You give money back to the football team. You go out there and you get the players you need. You can go get Michael Parsons. You can go get Myles Garrett. You can go get the receiving core you need. Like a CeeDee Lamb.
Can afford Parsons and Garrett?
Absolutely. Do you understand how much money this man has?
I don't think so.
Do you understand how much money? I don't think you realize how much money the Khans have.
I know how much money teams have.
No.
When you get two high-profile players that.
Look, Khan
plus
owns.
You got to pay a quarterback, and then
Khan owns.
Maybe
Khan,
even the future
Khan
receiver.
Khan not owns.
That is too much against
Let me
the
tell you.
salary cap.
Let me tell you why. Khan, not only does Khan own the Jacksonville Jaguars, he also owns a soccer team. He has money in the oil fields. Again, his son owns this crappy wrestling thing. They have money. They can do it. They can afford it.
You know, they can own an airline. It doesn't matter.
It does.
When salary time comes around each year, or not each year,
No,
but
let me tell you.
every 3 to 4 years.
They can afford two amazing players. Two. Like a CD Lamb and Michael Parsons.
Where do they go from here? Are they rebuilding?
I would.
Are they selling or buying?
I shouldn't say I would. I would not rebuild. Again, stop giving money to your son who's running his wrestling business into the ground. Use that for your football team that you created to help build winning organization.
You don't turn your back on family. You don't turn your back on family.
I don't care. At this point in time, his son is running the wrestling business to the ground. Stop doing that. Stop giving him money for that shit. Use that for your organization that you had winning.
His son?
Yes, he's a terrible wrestling promoter. Terrible. Trash.
You know, Morgan, I know you watch wrestling, and I know that's probably more of your passion than football is. I'm sorry to say, listeners, but
Holder, I really almost wanted to cuss really bad there, because my passion isn't football. My passion is really baseball. I love baseball. That was my first love. But
what a tragedy!
Shut up! Don't talk about baseball like that. Football was my second. Football was my second love. Okay, and then I went basketball. Let me tell you this.
Well, tell me, please tell me, because I have heard Garrett, I have heard Parsons, I have heard trash quarterback.
I think Jacksonville has all the talent, but get more talent. That's all I'm saying. Fire the coaching staff, let them go. Bring in good coaching staff.
Fire the coaching staff. Oh my goodness.
Bring in good coaching staff. Keep the players you have. But trade. I'm not gonna say trade or keep the players. Trade a good piece to get better pieces. Like you said, Travis. Or you said Travis Anthony, right? Trade him for.
Yeah.
Trade him for a CD.
Why would you trade him? Because he's always hurt. He's not productive.
He used to be productive. Now he's more hurt than he is on the field. Trade him to get somebody like a CD Lamb who probably wants to be in Dallas. He probably wants to be out of Dallas.
Didn't he go like 25th in the first round?
He did. He was good, but he's not productive because he's hurt.
Well, Morgan, we can do this all night, but I think Jacksonville isn't even a factor anymore. They're horrible.
I mean, I know the Colts fans should be happy because that's the AFC South. So now the Colts fans should be happy because Jacksonville sucks. Houston's going to be really tough to beat. And you got Tennessee who sucks. So now you have two terrible teams that can put you in a place to go to the playoffs. Not winning the division.
Will Levis and Mason Rudolph aren't Pro Bowlers?
No. Hell no. 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 If there was Pro Bowlers, why in the hell would Pittsburgh
no. God, I like getting you riled up. Morgan, what's the next game?
We got Tennessee and the Chargers. I got the Chargers. You got the Chargers. When Harbaugh left Michigan, I didn't think he was going to do what he's doing right now with the Chargers. I thought it was going to take another year, right? He's actually made them into a winning team right now. What's your thoughts?
I don't think he's made that much progress. I think next year will be the year that they do some serious moves. I understand that he's kind of building. But from what I've seen, they've been pretty solid. I can say solid. But these guys still got a lot of work to do.
Okay, that's fair.
He's got a lot of work to do, man. I mean, Justin Herbert still has not played to his potential. Right now, he's got weapons. You can't say that he doesn't.
He does. I think this team should be better than what it was last year and the year before last. I think
Is it the O-line? Do you think he's not getting enough protection?
No, you gotta think.
I mean,
it's a new system. He's trying to get comfortable and used to it. I'll say give him the next year, and he's gonna be comfortable and used to that new system. And you're gonna see a different Justin Herbert. I promise you.
Well, what about the overall? The defense is good.
I think the defense. I think defense might need a couple more. I think defense might need a couple more pieces. But other than that, I think defense is good. I think the O line needs a tackle on the left side.
You got Bosa and Khalil Mack, and they got what's his
face? You still need a linebacker, but you need a good linebacker.
Dude is a beast. Khalil Mack is good.
Yeah, but Mack plays more on the edge than what he does at the linebacker position.
Khalil Mack should be the middle linebacker.
He played edge there. He's been they've been swapping him back and forth, like different packages. So again, you need a good linebacker.
Maybe they can get Bobby Wagner from.
Nobody wants his old. Nobody wants his old ass.
Bobby Wagner is still.
He's still that. He's still that. He's still
the
that
old
guy.
Bobby Wagner, the young one.
He's still that.
Not that guy.
He's still good.
Still pretty good.
Still good. Next up, we got Philadelphia and Dallas. I got Philadelphia. You got Philadelphia?
Why? Isn't most of your family Dallas fans? Wouldn't you be supportive?
Hold on, let me tell you something. Family. Let me tell you this, okay? I love my family. My family means everything, but I don't fucking care if they're a Cowboys fan. I want to win.
Here we go.
I like winning. Okay, I like enjoying winning. If I pick Cowboys, I'm gonna be a fucking loser, just like the Cowboys.
Here we go.
Cowboy fans are fucking losers. I can't do that.
So you're saying not only do you hate the Cowboys, but their season is done.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, absolutely, hands down. Stick a fork at them. They're done.
They're done.
Done. Absolutely done. Not going nowhere.
Is that Jerry's fault? Is that Dak's fault? Is that McCarthy's fault?
I'm putting blame on and I'm gonna do this order just like this: Jerry Jones, Prescott, McCarthy.
That's the order.
And the reason why I said that order because Jerry Jones is owner. Okay, keep your old ass off the fucking field. You need to be in that fucking booth. Why in the hell would you give
Did you just drop another F-bomb?
I did.
Did you drop another bomb?
Why in the hell are you paying Prescott all this money when you know he's terrible, he's trash? You shouldn't do that. You should have drafted a quarterback like most teams did, or got somebody like the Falcons did and Kirk Cousins, and let Prescott go.
Maybe because they had the chance to get the running back in Baltimore too.
They did, and again, it's Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones doesn't want to pay money, right? He wants to keep that money. You keep that fucking money, and you're not going to win any fucking games. You haven't won a Super Bowl since '94. It tells you a lot. That says a lot about that guy, right?
Morgan. We're not talking about the Patriots or the Bears or the Packers, okay? Yes, we all know that Dallas has major issues. Did you see the talk that's going on about Parsons right now?
By him leaving? By him being gone?
No, about the podcast with him and Diggs.
Oh, yeah. I've heard something about it.
They were naming the top 10 quarterbacks.
I've heard a little bit about it. I haven't got too much about it, but I've heard a little bit about it.
Oh, I've seen it. And they mention a lot of quarterbacks, but they don't mention Mr. Prescott.
And again, that goes back on the quarterback. He's not a leader. If you was a leader, you would want to lead your team to victories, right? That's why I put him second. Lead to victories. You got to be that guy. You've been in the league, 10, 11 years? You got to be that guy.
That's what I was trying to tell you earlier.
You got to be that guy.
You don't call a timeout so he can regroup. He's been in the league long enough to know better.
But here's the thing.
Diggs and
Parsons?
Parsons were just being honest.
And not to mention, you have all these. You have good receivers. You have CeeDee Lamb. You got a great tight end. So
yeah, he had a couple of weapons. Didn't have much of a running game.
And that's the thing. They could have went and got Derrick Henry before he went to Baltimore. They didn't do that. They did not do that.
So, given everything that's happened this year, providing Parsons comes back next year,
I think it's gonna be gone in the offseason. I don't think he's coming back. I think he's gonna be gone.
if he comes back,
If he comes back, he will play. He will play maybe 2 or 3 games. If he comes back,
where is Dallas going to be next season?
Trash. Like
Now,
we are now.
keep in
Trash.
mind, they have Mingo now.
Trash.
Still trash. They get
Bottom
a running
of the
back,
barrel.
maybe out of the draft.
You need a quarterback. Prescott ain't gonna fucking lead you to nothing.
You just paid him, so you gotta either, I don't know, send him to a quarterback camp.
That's funny.
I don't know. But, I mean, so you're saying the Cowboys are not America's team?
Hell no. No. I'll give you 2 options who is, though. The first option is the Swift team in KC. Okay? Because I'm telling you, she brings a lot.
Now, the Swift team, I'm willing to go out and say that they're just mostly bandwagoners.
Well, that too. But I think Taylor Swift brought in a lot of views, okay?
Well, yeah. Again, bandwagon. They're
yeah.
following Swift.
But yeah, and
if Swift wasn't with Kelsey,
they wouldn't care. But I would say I guarantee that right there is gonna be America's team. Number 2 of my choice, and I know the fans are gonna hate me when I say this because I hate saying it. I think the second choice would be the Steelers.
They're gonna hate you for that?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so given everything with Dallas, how long before they're back up in top rankings?
When Jerry Jones is gone?
Okay, so this could be going on for a while.
Yeah. I mean, look, they haven't won shit since 94. When's the last time they've been in the Super Bowl? 94. Last time they won.
Are they the reality TV show that of the NFL?
And I'm going to say this nicely, as nice as I can. They're the Detroit Lions of the NFL now. Because the Lions now have made progress of being good. The Cowboys, I did. The Cowboys made progress of being losers, and they will always be fucking losers.
You could probably say the Cleveland Browns.
No.
You can't say.
No, because Cleveland.
Detroit has always.
No.
They haven't always had a winning record, but they have had super.
And let me tell you why.
Okay.
Let me tell you why I didn't say the Browns. I don't like the Browns. I don't like them.
Why don't you like the Browns?
Because they got fucking. They got that sorry ass quarterback who's a sex addict. What's his name? Deshaun Watson. That's a lie.
They got Jameis Winston.
Oh my god, who threw like 40 interceptions one year? Yeah, no.
Don't forget he also groped the Uber driver.
That's true. But the Browns also made it to the playoffs and made it pretty far with a nobody quarterback and Baker Mayfield's bitch ass. But
oh my goodness.
Prescott, who's supposed to be the top guy.
Again, listen, I'm just telling all the listeners that this is a talk show that is opinionated.
No, it's not opinionated
Morgan
right now.
Is unleashing his rage.
When you have a guy in Prescott who makes double than what Baker Mayfield makes, who can't get you nowhere, not into a second round playoff game, no.
You're saying Jaden Daniels is better than Prescott?
Yes.
He hasn't been to the playoffs.
I don't care. He's better. I think Vinny Testaverde is better than Dak Prescott.
Oh my gosh, Morgan!
And I know young kids don't know who Vinny Testaverde is. Go look up his stats.
Morgan, you could be losing family members with this rant, okay?
I'm just saying.
And you're losing Dallas listeners.
I don't care about fucking Dallas listeners. And what's his name? He's a host now. He played for the Lions. Oh my god, he ran out of the fucking end zone. What's his name? Dan Orlovsky. He's better.
Dan Orlovsky.
He's better than fucking Dak Prescott.
Oh no, please don't.
Yeah, I went there.
Don't do that.
I went there.
Don't do that. Not Dan Orlovsky.
Yeah, I went there.
Prescott's bad. He's not that bad. He's bad.
He plays like he is Stevie Wonder, blind as fuck. That's what he plays like.
Didn't he mess up his hamstring with a 10-yard pass?
Man, he didn't mess that shit up. He faked that. I think it's a fake injury. I don't care what they say. He knows they suck, so he was like, I gotta take myself out of the game. Hold on, hey.
He did say that on the sideline. Did you see that?
No, I did not.
Did you see that?
I did not.
They zoomed into him on the sideline, and you could read his lips. He said, "We fucking suck."
And now,
I'm serious. Look it up on YouTube when you get a chance.
And now all of a sudden his
Hemi. This is the leader of your team.
And now all of a sudden his Hemi's off the bone. He got to get surgery, but they ain't gonna put him on the IR. Come on now. Come on, really?
You know, you pound Dallas into the ground every show.
It's okay.
Every show.
They suck. The trash.
Is there a prejudice there? Is there a hater thing there? I mean, what?
They fucking suck.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There's Morgan's opinion. You know, we spent more time on Dallas than our own teams, okay? We know, the rest of the world knows, Dallas fans know and are.
Do you know why?
Disappointed.
Do you know why we don't talk about our teams as much? Because our teams are great. They're fantastic. Fabulous. That's why. That's why I don't talk about it as much.
Hasn't been? Okay, so they choked in the playoffs against Green Bay.
Multiple times choking in the playoffs. Romo fumbled. You know what? Don't get me started. Don't get me started on Romo.
Well, he's a good commentator. You can give him that.
That's the only thing he's good at.
I heard he's pretty good at golf too.
That has not been seen yet.
I'm just saying. I've heard.
I just don't get it. I don't get why you would be a Cowboys fan. Why you would be a Patriots fan. Why would you be a Browns fan? I don't.
You know why
understand.
They're Dallas fans? Because of that star on the side of the helmet. The Browns fans.
Well, hold on.
They live there.
Hold on for a second. That star on the helmet doesn't mean they're stars. Okay, that means they're asking for help because we fucking suck. Go on with that Brown. Sorry.
I mean, when you talk about stars, you're talking about big time people. You're talking about the solar system up high.
They need to move that star from that helmet.
White star, the North Star.
They need to move that star from that. They need to move the star from the helmet.
And you see a star. There's nothing negative about a star.
It's negative about Dallas. Let me tell you, they're the Cowboys. Why do you have a star in your fucking helmet anyways? They're the fucking Cowboys. That don't even go together.
Well, a sheriff's badge or a marshal's badge.
Nope.
Texas.
Nope. Negative. That is a star. That's a star. That's no sheriff badge. Go plane.
Cowboy.
Go fucking plane. Go plane. Take that star off your helmet. Go plane.
Shouldn't they have like a cowboy on the side of their helmet, or
they shouldn't have nothing until they win another Super Bowl on top of their fucking helmet. Go plane.
Really? I don't think they even have a throwback without a star.
I don't care about no throwback with no star. You better go get a new helmet with no star. Matter of fact, change it up. You shouldn't be silver and blue. You should be pink and yellow.
Oh my goodness. Morgan?
You should be yellow. You should be pink.
People could sue you for what you say.
Sue.
You'd be a broke man.
Oh, well. What are they going to sue? Trash talking their team? Sue me. Cowboys suck.
And I know you have the right of freedom of speech. I get it. But you're beating a dead horse, man. Let it go.
Yeah, that's right. The
Let's
Cowboys.
just move on to the next game.
The Cowboys are dead horses. Next up, we got Arizona and the Jets. I picked Arizona. You picked Arizona. Where do you see Arizona at this year? Playoffs, maybe not the playoffs.
You know what? If I look at Arizona's schedule, which I'm going to bring up right now because I actually have a lot of hope for Arizona.
I know you said this since day one this year.
But I do see them in the
Okay.
playoffs.
I was thinking the same.
Them in the playoffs, be it wild card, whatever.
I was thinking the same thing as a wild card team. I don't see them making it far though, but I do see them being a wild card team.
Well, Jets, Seahawks, Vikings.
They're going to lose against the Vikings.
Seahawks again. Patriots.
So the
Panthers.
only two teams I think is going to give them problems will be the 49ers and the Rams. And they're going to beat the Seahawks once. The Seahawks will beat them once. But I think they will be in the playoff. I think they will make the playoffs.
And they are, what are they right now?
5-4.
Their record. Did they lose 3 games?
5-4, and they're first in NFC West.
Mm-hmm. So they're the top of the division. The division is weak.
It is. They beat the 49ers without Christian McCaffrey. You can't forget about that. They beat the Rams without Cooper Kupp. And,
well, they're above 500 in percentage. So, yeah, I can have praise for the Cardinals, but what's going on with the Jets, man? Can you put the Jets in the same category as the Cowboys?
Yes. If not worse. Yes. Absolutely. You give Aaron Rodgers all this hype, all this money. He tore his Achilles. He came back, and he hasn't done shit besides get a coach fired and got a washed-up receiver over there in Devontae Adams. He still can't win games.
Well, you know what? And I'm going to piggyback on what you just said about the coach. Now, they were very high on Robert Saleh before he was fired last year and the year before, right? The players were buying what he was selling. And then Rodgers comes to the team and they falter because Zach Wilson, and we talked about this before.
I think Zach was
a better record.
I think he was a good quarterback. I didn't see nothing wrong with him. He was young, trying to learn the system. You don't have any good weapons over there with him. I think he was doing fantastic to be in his position. And you bring over a guy like Aaron Rodgers who's dictating what to do. Well, fire the coach. Let the coach go. Bring over Devontae Adams. But really...
Oh, he also brought a few players from Green Bay over there, too.
Yeah, Lazard, and he hasn't done squat. I don't know. You got a good running core over there.
Let's say this, and I want you to react to this with a natural response. Okay? Just don't hold back. Is the New York Jets, I can say solid, but he's got doomed for this season?
I think,
or shall I say, are the New York Jets doomed for this season? And, Morgan, and on top of that, what does this say about NFL analysts that predict them to be a threat to go to the Super Bowl?
All right. So I'm going to give you 2 takes. One about the analysts real quick first. The analyst is like news, the weather people. You that's the only job you can get wrong and still keep that job. The analysts don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Half of them never played football. They only go with their favorite fucking football team or player or the guys they like, right? Stephen A is the only one that you can go upon and agree with or disagree with because he knows what he's talking about. Those other motherfuckers,
oh God,
the other ones, Dan Orlovsky is one of them. For example, he sucked at quarterback. You have no.
He was terrible.
Terrible. You shouldn't be talking about football. You sucked. Pat McAfee's another one who you can go against and agree or disagree with because he knows what he's talking about. But the other ones, you can't. You can't. You got to tell them that they're fucking wrong and put them in their place.
You have to look at their perspective. They are looking at the rosters.
The roster is
right?
trash.
And statistics of the players either prior to coming to the Jets that are supposed to be great additions to the Jets, right? Now, they did this with the Browns back when they had OBJ and the other guy,
Jarvis Landry,
Baker Mayfield, and this defense.
Yep.
The same thing. So when you talk about the Jets and you talk about analysts, now this is 2 years now. The first year, granted, Rodgers had the injury, right?
He should have retired.
This year, they put him on the same pedestal.
Look,
and now, like you said, because of Rodgers, the coach is gone.
I'm gonna give you a scenario right here. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you like this, and you can get mad at me or you can laugh, but no fans get mad at me. The Jets or is just like the Cowboys. They fucking are trash. They suck. They are a shitty team.
Are you speaking as a whole, the offense, the defense?
The whole organization is shitty. From management to the coaching to the roster. I mean, you have a grandfather that's playing quarterback who should retire 10 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. I mean,
what are you talking about? Tom Brady did it till he was 40.
But Tom Brady never got a coach fired. Okay? And Tom Brady he wasn't the type of person, and I hate Tom Brady, and I can't believe I'm saying this, because I'm not praising him, but he didn't get nobody fired. All right? And he's a lot better than Aaron Rodgers ever will be.
Well, the Jets tried. Let's just say they tried.
They failed. And they failed. Bad.
Now,
I think
your pick being Arizona, does this mean that Rodgers is not a threat anymore?
Oh, absolutely. His days of being a threat are over with. Making bonehead mistakes. He's not reading the field right. Yeah, his days are over with. He's no... And that proved against Minnesota when Minnesota beat him. Because, he always had Minnesota's numbers. But when Minnesota beat him, it showed he's not the same Aaron Rodgers no more. He's not super human. He's just a human.
Well, what did this do to the locker room? Because, when they got Davante Adams, he was forcing a lot of passes to Adams.
And here's the thing. Davante won't admit it, but he doesn't like Aaron Rodgers. He knows Aaron Rodgers was trash when he played for Green Bay. It's why he left and went to the Las Vegas Raiders. He thought it was a good move. He thought it was better.
Well, Aaron Rodgers was leaving. It was rumored that he was leaving.
But why didn't you go follow your friend's footsteps? That was a friend of yours.
Well, he did say it, and my wife pointed this out. She said, I think Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers are butt buddies because he stayed at Rodgers' house, and they're always together. Now, if you notice, Morgan, if you watched any of the game, now I'm only saying this because I did watch the Steelers game when they played, and Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers were on opposite sides of the bench when they went over to the bench. They weren't sitting side by side talking about things they could fix or whatever. They had distance between them. So do you think Davante is saying, I made a fucking mistake?
Yeah, Adam's definitely saying that he fucked up. He regrets going to New York. I think if it was up to him, he would not went to New York. He probably would have went to a better team, a contender. I think there was a lot of pressure there. I think Aaron Rodgers sold him on false hopes, saying, hey, you come over here, we're going to make it to the playoffs, we're going to win, yada, 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 and he went to the false hopes. I think Adams made a mistake. I think Adams could have stayed at Las Vegas this year, finish this year at Las Vegas, and then get traded at the end of the year and during the draft for a contender team that he wanted to go to.
Well, it was that or Roger or Carr, Derek Carr. Those are the two teams that he was high on. Getting back with two prior. Now, he wasn't really happy with Carr in Vegas.
No.
But yet he wanted to go to New Orleans or to the Jets.
And hear me out when I tell you this. And him and Carr, they went to college together. They Fresno State.
Yeah, they did.
I think there's chemistry there with him. I think there's chemistry there with Aaron Rodgers. But I think he made a bonehead move. I think his best option, and I hate to say this, was probably going to Pittsburgh. I know Pittsburgh thought about getting him, but I think he should have went to Pittsburgh.
I thought that too, but you know what? Aaron Rodgers had influence. But, I mean, okay, so let's just do this. He knew the Jets' record before he went. He went to New York. Did he really think that him being in New York would totally flip that team around?
I think Aaron Rodgers got in his head saying, "Hey, you're the greatest receiver. We need you so we can win games." I think that's what it was. I think Aaron Rodgers told him, "Hey, you're the fucking greatest receiver in his league right now." And he's not. He's not the greatest receiver.
No.
Maybe top 20.
Before we change this game, I'm going to give you a matchup. And it's just hypothetical. Jets versus Cowboys tomorrow.
I'm taking Jets.
Is it a tie 0-0?
7-0 Jets.
7-0 Jets. So the Jets hold more water than the Cowboys.
And it's because they got a running game. The running game is really good. Breece Hall is really decent. And I there's nothing else to say about that. He's good.
What are you saying? Are you saying that what's that Ezekiel Elliott is null and void?
You talking about that fat fuck?
History's done?
You talking about that fat fuck? He still plays football? I forgot he was in the league. Shit, I thought he retired. Shit.
Well, they brought him back for a reason.
Oh, he went back.
He could probably add.
I forgot he played. He's trash. Washed up. He don't even start. I think he's like third string. Yeah.
They didn't even let him come to the game.
Yeah, they said it was personal reasons.
He was late for 3 meetings or something.
Yeah, they said personal reasons.
Yeah, he was late for 3 meetings. So they benched him.
This next game, we're going to move on to the next game real quick. This next game is Detroit and Houston. I'm really high on Houston, but I also like Detroit. I had to pick one or the other, and I went with Houston because of C.J. Stroud and that defense with Houston. I like Houston, their upcoming team, young team. I like Detroit, but I don't...
I don't know why you did that, Morgan.
The playing in Houston.
See, I got you figured out. I've already got you figured out. You are a black quarterback guy, okay? You, with everything that Detroit has done.
Black excellence.
With the talent that Detroit has band together and
let me chemistry. I'm going to stop you for a second because you just said something that like maybe is my head. I'm not a black quarterback guy. Yes.
Oh, you're a black quarterback guy.
I like Lamar Jackson.
You've been on Stroud. You've been on Richardson. You know, out of the 3, one has tanked, and that's Richardson. But Lamar, to me, he's not it. I would pull more for Stroud.
So here, I would, and here, I'll tell you this.
You're going to put Stroud.
I would have
against Detroit.
I would have picked Detroit Lions. of Aiden Hutchinson was still there. He's not there. I don't think, because that's going to be the weak side, I don't think they can stop C.J. Stroud because he can run, he can throw. Now, granted, yes, Diggs is gone. Diggs is out for the year with the ACL. But they still got receivers over there to catch the ball and run. They got a tight end that can catch the ball and run. They got Joe Mixon who can run the ball as well. But again, that Houston defense is really good. Young, but good. I like Will Anderson. Will Anderson is really good.
The problem I have with what you just said, the whole Aiden Henderson thing.
Will Henderson from Alabama? Or no, he came from Georgia.
No. Aiden Hutchinson. I'm sorry, Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah, Aiden Hutchinson. If he wasn't there, if he was playing, I would have picked Detroit hands down because he's a dog. He's an animal. He will make plays. He will make things happen, and it showed. But again, that's going to be the weak side.
Dude, I mean, I know that Tank Dell and John Mechie is not getting the targets he should be getting. I think that dude is a stud. I think he's a stud, but
and to be honest, they don't only use Diggs. Like Diggs is good. He's a centerpiece, but Collins actually has more receiving yards than Diggs. And granted, Diggs came over in the trade with Buffalo, but Nico Collins.
Yeah, I'm not big on Diggs.
But Nico Collins,
you know, but Tank Dell is pretty good, dude.
And again,
but I don't think they have enough in the tank to beat Detroit.
And Houston also has a good linebacker, a fantastic linebacker in Tutu. He's really good.
Okay, so we all know. Well, I don't say nobody. Okay, Houston's going to make the playoffs.
Oh, hands down. They're going to win the NFC South, hands down. I told you that before. I'm going to tell you that now. I told you at the beginning of the season they was going to win hands down.
South.
They're going to win it hands down.
AFC South.
Yeah, my bad. AFC South. They're going to win. Who's going to beat them? Who's going to beat them to win the AFC South? Who's going to beat them? Name a team.
Nobody.
Exactly.
But Detroit is also going to the playoffs.
You never know. These two teams.
Possibly a Super Bowl.
These two teams, yeah, I was going to say, these two teams are young. They might match up in the Super Bowl in a couple of years. Never know. That could happen.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I don't think Stroud is a Super Bowl guy.
What?
He's good. But I don't think he's a Super Bowl guy.
You need to look up his stats before we move on. You need to look up his stats.
We don't need to look up his stats. I just feel this. I can feel these things. Where you look at stats, I can feel just like Lamar is not going to be a Super Bowl guy. Okay? It's just what it is. Now, I picked Detroit because they are a better team. And you even said that without Hutchinson, they got kind of weak. Okay? But he's a pass rusher. All right? He's not a cover guy. He's a pass rusher. They still have a pretty decent. They've been winning games without Hutchinson.
Yeah, but if you can't put pressure on a quarterback, you can't make those big plays. That means the ball's going to get off, and now you got to put pressure on them with these skilled players, with your defensive backs, with your safeties, with your outside linebackers. Now they got to do a flats. You got to do that. Now, if you got to your quarterback in time with that pass rush, you don't got to worry about having these guys fill spots because he's back there.
So we're going head to head on this one, right? You give me a score on this game.
Score, Houston. Houston's going to win. I'm going to say 28-23.
That's a pretty big point spread.
I'm just going to give him 5.
I got Detroit 35-28.
Okay. And don't get me wrong.
Maybe 20.
Jared Goff is a good quarterback, but I think Houston's defense is going to put pressure on him that he hasn't seen yet.
Well, you should put that bottle down or glass, whatever it is you got next to you.
Oh, it's a flask.
After this show, I'm going to call Angel and see what's going on. She probably needs all the help she can get. It's true. I know you don't want to admit it, but you've been falling off lately. Now, I know I've been falling off because I pick underdogs, but
I think what it is this year we both are try to do different things, right? I'm trying to get away from stats. I'm trying to, use. I hate to use this.
You are trying to get away.
I'm trying to get away from stats. I'm trying to go with teams who I know should win, right? Like you like underdogs. I'm gonna go with teams I know should win, right? I'm trying to get away from stats. I don't like
underdogs. I just get these weird vibrations. And we've watched games where we were like, there's no way that they should have lost that game.
Oh, for sure.
And then when you talk about divisional games, again, it's a coin flip.
Oh yeah, just like this. It's like this last game we're about to say, and this last. I know it's not divisional, but it's two teams who's up and down, right? It's the Dolphins and the Rams. I got the Rams. You got the Rams. What is going on with Miami? Where do you see them? Do you see them trading Tua? Do you see them getting another quarterback? Do you see them trading Tyreek Hill? What do you see? What's going on?
I think you should be asking yourself that question because I already told you. Tua, I'm not putting this on Tua. I'm putting this on the commissioner and the Miami Dolphins. Now, I heard that Buffalo was taking it or pulling back on hitting him when there were opportunities. They kind of just grabbed him. Didn't take him to the ground.
And I watched that game and I noticed some things going on. I'm like, they're doing things different. Do you think other teams are going to pick up on that and maybe try to use that? Not doing that because they don't want to hurt him. They don't want him dead. They don't want to kill him. They want to hurt him not like that.
Here's what I want to say. They better not play a team that is in desperate need of going to the playoffs because they're going to do whatever it takes, be it life-threatening. Because their outtake on it would probably be, well, if he was stupid enough to be on the field.
Okay, so
some players don't care. Some players don't care.
So you said a playoff team, right?
Some players do. Has anybody treated Damar Hamlin any different?
No. They have not.
No. And the Hamlin thing was a freak show. I mean, it was this freakish thing. In between heartbeats thing, I mean, come on.
Okay, so you said
that doesn't happen, but Tua has control.
So let me ask you a question. You said a team that needs to get into the playoffs. They played against the 49ers a couple days before Christmas. Do you think the 49ers are going to take it easy on them? Because they need that. They need to win to go to the playoffs, right? Because, again, Arizona's number one in that division. Do you think the 49ers are going to take it easy on them?
Do you think Bosa's going to take it easy on them?
No, absolutely not. What about the Packers? Because the Packers got to win as well. Do you think the Packers are going to take it easy on them?
Morgan, for me, you make a decision, and I mean, look at Peyton Manning, right? The whole neck thing. He made a decision. He played. Look at Andre. What's his name? Luck.
Andrew Luck. He retired.
He had a serious injury. He chose not to play. Okay, so it just varies on how the individual looks on life, right? I mean, if it was you, I'm sure you would make the right decision because you have a family, right? You have kids that need a father. You have a wife that needs her husband. And you need to be there to watch your kids grow and be by your kids in tough times when they need a father, right? I don't know what Tua's situation
I would have played
with family.
I would have played.
But if he chose to play, that's his decision. And I don't think other players should be concerned with it. I think they should just play the game.
And
that's just me.
I think what's going to happen. I think Tua is going to play this year. He's not going to retire immediately, but I think he's going to take some time to think, talk like you said, talk to his family. If he has talk to his wife, he has a wife. I don't know if he has any kids because he has a brother that's coming to play. He's playing football. I don't know how good he is, but he got his brother playing football, right? You made millions of dollars, so you should be set. But I think he's gonna take time, talking with his family, with friends, his loved ones, and see what the best options is. And I think the best option is really letting it go. Retire. You did what you could. Do you want to have CTE before you're 30? Do you want to have brain damage before you're 30? Do you want to be a vegetable before you're 30? That's the things you got to think about, right?
Yeah, but okay, for me, Morgan, I get where you're coming from, but this is not an injury that you can heal from.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's serious. This is a brain. CTE is nothing to play about, right? And
Yeah.
he can have that before he's 30.
Dude, come on. You remember Austin Collie that played for the Colts? Wide receiver.
Yeah, back in
Pretty
the day.
damn good.
Back in the day.
But he played with Reggie Wayne and those guys. He was like the number 3 wide receiver.
Yeah, because it was Reggie Wayne, Marvin Harrison, yeah.
He was another guy that got concussions like Tua.
And now
he opted out.
But he
opted out of the game.
But Tua also can get a helmet. I forget. I gotta look at the name of it. But he can get a helmet to help with the concussions, but he chose not to because he said that they're ugly. It's something to think about.
Let me, and I'm not going to say educate you, but helmet doesn't make a difference on how they build or make these helmets. Your brain is free inside of your head, right?
For sure, yeah.
There's
I mean, the only thing that's protecting is the skull.
And that's it. So any time there is a collision, right?
And it doesn't help.
What's the word we use? Inertia, momentum. That thing is going to slam into the skull.
And it doesn't help that they play on turf. When people think about turf,
it's going to slam into the skull, dude. The brain is not a fixed thing.
Oh yeah, for sure. But that's what I was going to say. People think turf is nice, turf is good. It is. It's nice. But what they don't know, there's concrete in turf. So anytime you hit concrete hard,
I played on turf. Look, turf is a great surface. It's a fast surface, right? You can wear sneakers.
Oh, for sure.
Right, on turf. And yeah, you gotta pad up a little more because you get the burns. It's like carpet, right?
Right.
And it's a hard surface. It's a hard surface.
Exactly. That's what I was saying.
There are more turf fields. I'm just
Oh
leaping out here.
That's what I was saying. Is they should get away from turf and go back to natural grass. That's me.
Well, it's kind of hard to go back to natural grass.
Oh, I know.
Well, you can in
it's going to take some years,
Jones, but it's more of a hard thing to manage because grass needs natural sunlight. Now, if you have these stadiums with retractable roofs, that helps.
Like the Colts, like the Cowboys. I think Minnesota has it now.
Yeah. Now, what would you rather play on? You've played on turf, I'm sure. I've played on turf and grass. Now, I like turf. Regardless.
Turf is nice until I realize the outcome of the damage that can cause.
And that's the drawback. But as a player,
there's
two negatives.
And it's not hard to maintain either.
Your foot can get caught under you because of the foot plant in turf, and it doesn't get you. Right?
Right.
And then if your head hits the turf, right? Two negatives. And, of course, you get a lot of burns and stuff like that. But if you pad up properly, you won't have as many. So, and I'm sure you would probably say grass would be your choice.
Yeah.
Now, you play linebacker. I play quarterback and cornerback. Now, for me, turf works out for me because I can plant my foot and go with the wide receiver, or as a quarterback, you can make plants moving around in the pocket, right? But in Tua's case, Tua is a grown man. Tua, like you said, if he doesn't make enough money, I don't know why the money he makes isn't enough. Now, because the average human being can survive on $50,000 a year, right? It's a struggle,
and not to mention he's getting endorsements. He's been on commercials. So
yeah.
I mean, you're getting all this money coming in. What are you doing with it? You're not flashy.
You probably have to downgrade your lifestyle a little bit, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's not flashy with it, so I don't know what is going on.
Mansions or nothing like that. But is life more important to you, or is a game more important to you?
I would hope he would pick life.
I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine if someone you love gets CTE?
I couldn't imagine.
Right.
And I'm sorry to cut you off real quick, but I'm looking at his contract. Okay, between 2025 and 2028, he's gonna make $41 million.
I guess that's not enough to live on.
But that's if he retires. That's if he retires. If he doesn't retire, he still has $124 million guaranteed money.
I don't know. Maybe you and I are not seeing the big picture. I don't know, because if he can't make that decision, and I know, I get it. There's a love and a passion for the game. I understand that. But again, the key word is game, right? You can still have a passion for the game and still be connected to the game.
And that's the thing.
I know it's not like playing. You can coach.
Yeah.
You can be an analyst. You can be a commentator. You can run a football camp.
Like Cam Newton. Cam Newton's doing a football camp. Tua is a lot better than Cam Newton, but I don't see why he's putting his life out there on the line. Yes, we like entertaining, we like football, but if it came down to his life and me watching football, I want him to take his life and stop playing the game.
I don't think Tua is better than Cam Newton in college.
Not in college, but NFL.
Well, yeah, and you're right. You're right. I just, I don't know. But you picked Miami, right?
No, I picked the Rams. The hell?
Why would you pick the Rams? I know they retained Cooper Kupp.
I got the Rams.
What's his name? Panuka?
I think he's playing. Even if he doesn't play, I think the Rams has a good chance because their running back is really good as well. But I got the Rams because they're playing at home, and again, they're really good at home. When it comes down to it,
they play in SoFi Stadium, right? They play in SoFi.
Yes, that's correct. I just don't think the Dolphins' defense can stop the running game that they have right now, or even if Nuka is still playing, they can't stop both of him and Kupp.
Who? Nakua,
whatever his name is.
Nakua?
The one who got in trouble. That's all I know.
He didn't get in trouble. Nakua is the wide receiver.
Oh, yeah, you didn't hear what happened.
No, I didn't hear what happened. Unless you told me and I just...
Let me pull this up. No, I don't think I told you. I think it was actually last week. It was nothing major.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, you did mention
it. And I think he's playing still.
Well, the Rams do have a better running game. Then Miami. And I don't know, man. I just don't think Miami has it anymore. I think they're done.
He threw a punch against the Seattle Seahawks defensive back.
Well, yeah, I remember you telling me that because we couldn't both believe that he did that.
Oh yeah, Woolen was his name, or no?
He's a big dude, though.
Dutson. Yeah, he threw a punch at Dutson. I'm sorry, he threw a punch, but that's his first time doing it. I don't think he's gonna do it again. I think he learned his lesson. But
what?
Yeah, I think he learned his lesson. I think he's good. He's not gonna do it again.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think he, because he's not.
I don't think he will. Out of his character.
No. I think it was a minute of the moment. I think he let his issues get in his way, or his emotions get in his way, and he had to do what he thought he had to do.
Well, yeah, I mean, Andre Johnson, when he got into that fight, he never bothered anybody.
No, and that's what I'm saying.
In that fight, and he beat the heck out of Blaine Bishop or one of those guys.
Something like that.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, Nakua, I don't think he'll do it again.
Oh no.
And they probably just fined him. I don't think they suspend
him. I think he's active Monday. I think he's playing. But
so is this a Rams hands down victory or is this a close game?
Nah, I think the Rams are gonna win it. I'm gonna say 28-10.
Oh, that's a beating.
Yeah.
That's almost a 30 burger, dude.
I'm just saying.
You gonna stand by that?
I'm gonna stand by it. I don't think Dolphins defense can stop the Rams.
So are you considering the Rams to be playoff bound?
They have to win out. But yeah, absolutely. If they can win out, playoff bound.
I don't have their schedule up, but I can pull it up.
And
I don't know.
I know it might be hard because they got, Arizona and they got the 49ers, but they have to win out.
Okay, so they got the Dolphins. They got the Patriots. They got the Eagles. Ooh. They got the Saints. They can beat the Saints.
Oh, yeah.
They got the Bills. They got the Niners. They can beat the Jets. And they have the Cardinals again and Seahawks.
So they beat the 49ers already. So the 49ers, they can win that game. It probably won't hurt nothing. The 49ers can win that game. The team that they got to beat is the Cardinals. They have to beat the Cardinals because Cardinals right now is number one in that division. So you got to beat the Cardinals, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Cardinals won the first matchup, right?
Yeah, and the Rams was hurt.
Yeah.
The Rams was hurt. I'm not making no excuses, but they was hurt. Looking at the schedule, the two teams I think is going to give them problems, minus the 49ers, will be the Bills and the Eagles.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, because they have some home games like against the Cardinals. That's home. They should be able to win at home. And they got right. Seahawks. They should win this. They should beat the Seahawks at home, right?
So you think they can beat the Seahawks?
Oh yeah.
So that shouldn't even be questionable.
They beat them once already. They beat them in Seattle. Yeah. So coming back at home now, it's going to be a different outcome because now this is their territory. They want to win. This might be a win or go home situation for them. So they have to win.
Yep.
They have to win. I don't see the Seahawks going to the playoffs this year. I think when it comes down to it, it's going to be either the Cardinals and 49ers, Cardinals and Rams, maybe 49ers and Rams, but I don't see Seahawks even giving anybody a chance to go into the playoffs.
Really?
Yeah. I think
you might be right on that. I mean, I thought you were high on Geno Smith.
No, you was.
Negative. I've always considered.
I said he's decent. I didn't say he was good. I said he's decent.
Oh, Morgan, you never cease to amaze me.
He's decent. He's not somebody that's gonna. He's not amazing. Let's put it that way. He's just decent. And wow, we went way over. I do apologize, fans.
It's your fault.
Was I expect? Well, we had some good conversations.
Well, the beginning of the show, you just ran away with it.
Shut up.
What's the next thing? What's next on the agenda?
Holder, before we log off, do you want to interact with the fans next week? What do you say? Comment and let us know your thoughts about the show for this week and your thoughts about the Cowboys and who you think is going to make the playoffs. What do you think about that, Holder?
Well, isn't it a little too early for that? I mean,
no, this is week 10. We got 8 games left. We need to know who's going to the playoffs. We didn't know who's going to the playoffs.
Dude, we should probably talk about that. Well, okay, potential.
Not us. The listeners. We want the listeners to think who. We want the listeners to tell us who they think should make the playoffs or should be in the playoffs. Not me and you, but the listeners.
Potential, yeah, of course. I always want them to get into it. I mean, but we never hear from anybody. I mean, guys, don't be shy. I mean, you hear Morgan talking. If he says something that doesn't make sense or irritates you, let him have it.
I know there's some fucking Cowboy fans out there that wants me to say something next week. So please bring it. Because I'm ready to lock, load, and shoot back. Yes.
You didn't say that. You didn't mean it. If you said it, you didn't mean it.
Oh, I definitely mean it. I got some friends on Facebook that's Cowboys fans. I know you know who I'm talking about. I don't want to mention no names because I'm not trying to do any bus. But I want to hear your thoughts about this team of the Cowboys. So next week I can have something to lock, load, and shoot back with.
So what are you saying? You could change your whole attitude if you hear back from these people?
Oh hell no! I'm still gonna give them my attitude, but I want to hear their thoughts about their teams. It don't have to be the Cowboys. It could be the sorry ass Bears. It could be the Eagles. It could be
the Patriots. Can it be the Bears?
It could be the fucking Patriots. I don't fucking care.
It could be the Swifties.
Oh God, no! Anybody but the fucking Swifties. Anybody but them.
That's not fair, Morgan.
It's fucking fair. It's fair. Life ain't fair.
That's not fair, Morgan.
I don't care.
They're people too.
Sometimes I wonder.
They're fans.
Sometimes I fucking wonder.
Oh my goodness. You know, the Cowboys fans, the Bears fans, the Packers fans, and the Swifties.
You know, I didn't say nothing bad.
And just
I didn't say nothing bad about the Packers this week. Okay?
But I'm shocked about that.
I am too. But there's gonna come.
I'm shocked about it.
But you know why? Because I think they don't play this week. I think they got to bye.
They might be off this week. I'm pretty sure they are.
I think they are. Because I didn't see them in the matchup.
But that being said, Morgan, I'm sure you have a fourth clipping magazine for them too.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you're a Packers fan, you want to say something, just say something. I will be more than glad to address that issue next week with you when if you comment or whatever. If you want to see Holder wear a tutu, you can say that too. Say, hey, Holder, I want to see you wear a tutu.
No, tutu was yours last year.
Okay, if you want Holder's wife to have a Vikings jersey or T-shirt, comment that and
do it. Don't go there.
Do that. She's a Bears fan. I don't care. She's a Bears fan. We can make her do that.
Did you just go there?
I did. She can't hear me. Can she hear me?
She's in Mississippi.
Well, I'm not apologizing until she says something. But yeah, I mean, if y'all want to see that, or if you want to see me and Holder talk about your team, you know, the rundown of how good your team is or how bad your team is, let us know.
I'm sure some of the Dallas fans would like to hear or talk about how bad their team is. I mean, even the Jets fans.
Even if
I'm
you
sure
want,
would like to chime in because I've watched reactions to Jets fans and Dallas Cowboys fans.
even if you guys want to be a guest on the show, we will more than gladly bring you guys on. It could be 2 people at once. I don't care. We'll bring you guys on, and so y'all can chime in as well to let us know your thoughts of the season and how your team is.
Yeah, and all you Dallas fans that want Morgan's address, just give me a call.
They don't have your number, Holder. By the way, before I forget, if you're a Swiftie fan and a Kansas City Chief fan, don't even want to be on the show. I'm not doing it. We ain't talking about Taylor Swift the whole fucking show.
What are you saying? You can't have a decent conversation with Swiftie fans?
No, because they don't know the fucking football game. All they know about Swift. That's it. I went to her concert last year. Oh, yeah. No.
You did?
No, not me. You know damn well what I was doing.
Her songs before we started the show?
You was singing one of the songs before we started. You know what, Holder? I'm going to sign off because it's 2 minutes 30 seconds. 2 minutes 30 minutes over. 2 hours 30 minutes over the show. All right, fans. Again, if you want to be part of the show, you know where to find me. Facebook. We got our YouTube. We also have Instagram and X. Third Down with Morgan Holder. You know what to do. Comment. Share your thoughts.
Is that 3RD down or is that?
Yeah, it's 3RD down.
THIRD.
No, that's definitely that's definitely.
Excuse me. I mean, I don't know.
That's definitely the number 3 RD down. So the number 3 RD down.
And we're on Facebook and what? X? Did you say X?
X, Instagram, YouTube.
Oh my goodness. And
What?
how many listeners did you say we had last week?
I gotta look, but we had
90
on Facebook last week. It was like 90 people, viewed. So y'all know
what did they view?
Well, I only had like 2 comments, but one was my son. Does he even count?
What did they view?
He said hi. they chimed and listened to me. That's what they did. I'm the great.
View? You said view. We're not a viewing show. Listeners.
No. Today they view me. Today.
Did he give you a good one?
No, he said hi, Pops. But today they're viewing me. Okay, they're viewing me because you know why? You know why they're viewing me? Because I'm gonna do the funeral for the Cowboys.
Funeral? Why not have a double? Throw the Jets in as well. I know you're an Aaron Rodgers fan. You don't want to be.
I am not an Aaron Rodgers fan. Don't ever say that shit.
Just as bad as a Cowboy.
I am not an Aaron Rodgers fan. Not even a little bit. Dumb.
Baker Mayfield?
No, I'm a Vinny Testaverde fan. Vinny Testaverde.
Tom Brady?
No, Vinny Testaverde. Vinny Testaverde. Matter of fact, Tim Couch. Give me Tim Couch.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I want. And for the young parents who don't know who Tim Couch is, go YouTube him.
Yeah.
Holder
Morgan too.
Holder, before we sign off, do you have anything to say before we sign off? Because I'm gonna sign off first, but I'm just gonna make sure you don't have anything to say.
You go ahead and sign off. I got something for the listeners out there that I'm sure something happened that affected everybody. So you go ahead and do your sign off, and I'll follow. Go ahead.
All right, cool. Well, again, folks, if y'all want to say something, comment on our video today, and next week we'll read that comment. I'll interact with y'all next week.
Video? Did you say video?
Holder, shut up.
Video,
you know what I'm talking about. Shut up. I will interact with y'all. Let y'all know your thoughts. Holder will chime in. Let y'all know his thoughts as well. Hey, let's do it. Let's get going for next week. Let's get Holder's blood going. That being said, don't let 4th down get you.
Morgan's very entertaining. Before I sign off, I just wanted to say to all of the Kamala Harris folks and the non-Trumpers, it was tragic Unfortunately, we got 4 more years of probably worse than any hurricane or natural disaster we can ever face. Let's just all stick together through this and get through it. Hopefully, it won't be the end of the world or anything like that. But just remember, he can't do it anymore after this term. So, that being said, football fans, Swifters, Swifters, hey, do what you do it strong, and don't let anybody dissuade you in whatever you decide. That being said, I'm going to say, please stay penalty free.